and get ready for launch day on December 1st. DraftKings Sportsbook brings you everything you need. Lightning fast payouts and endless ways to get in on the action, all right from your phone. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now and grab $300 in bonus bets with just a $5 bet when we go live December 1st. In partnership with DraftKings Sportsbook, the crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 and over. Physically present in Missouri. Eligibility restrictions apply. Bonus bets expire 7 days after issuance. Excludes customers who redeem pre-launch sign-up offer. Terms at sportsbook.draftkings.com/promos.
Actual price will depend on product and subscription plan. Featured products are compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information.
Want a boost in and out of the bedroom? Hims has you covered. Introducing a new 2-in-1 approach to level up your game. Tadalafil for better bedroom performance and zinc for testosterone support. Put it all together and you've got what you need to turn things all the way up. Getting started is simple. Just go to hims.com/joy to start your free online visit. Through Hims, you can access ED treatments including pills, chews, and more. 100% online. No office visits, no pharmacy lines. Just fill out a simple intake form and a licensed medical provider will determine if treatment's right for you. If prescribed, it ships free and discreetly to your door. Find affordable treatment options at up to 95% less than brand names at hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy, HIMS.com/JOY.
Revenge is a dish best served at Arrowhead.
Mahomes steps up. He's going to scramble. He's at the 40. Bad ankle, 30. Bad ankle, 20. Tackled from behind down to the Eagle 18-yard line. A 25-yard scramble. What bad ankle. He is limping back to the huddle. Don't underestimate how tough Patrick Mahomes is.
Listen to the Chiefs and Eagles Sunday with pregame starting at noon and kickoff at 3:25. Right here on your home for Chiefs football. 96.5 The Fan. This is your home for Chiefs football. 96.5 The Fan, KFNC FM and AM HD1 and HD2 Kansas City, an Odyssey Sports Station.
And welcome in After Hours. Jay Binkley. Mac Moore, you just heard him talking some fantasy football. And, of course, my Oak Park Northman, Jacob Mustard. Good morning, fellas.
Good morning.
Good morning, football time, fellas.
Hell yeah.
We're in week 2, man. We're in week 2.
Woo. Big week. It's the week of deception, as I call it, Jay. We think we know everything.
It's the week of deception, and it's funny. Well, Fox has got the pregame show here, right? I mean, it's college game day.
Yeah.
I was wondering when they'd start doing that more and more. They've done it, through the years, the pregame shows here and whatnot. But, having them here in Kansas City, this is the big game everybody's talking about. It sucks that the Chiefs are going to have kind of one hand tied behind their back without Worthy and Rice. That is different.
No, it's huge.
So
Not
it
the
is.
same
It
team.
is. It is huge for this team. But the one thing about it is, they'll be here to cover this game, and the Chiefs. We all know the odds like 11%. If
After
you're
you
0-2 to make the season. Well, we've seen it. Patriots 2001 start of the season 0-2. They win the Super Bowl. Like it does happen. 0-3, your chances go down to about 6%. It's pretty rough.
I picked the Chiefs to lose today.
Which is
Friday.
That's not crazy hot.
That's not
take.
crazy. I don't think that's crazy.
It's not crazy
I don't
at
think
all,
that's
actually.
Chiefs hater. And I would say that. I say that to say, Jay, I chose them to lose, and I know in my heart of hearts they can still win the Super Bowl, and they're going to make the playoffs. If they go 0-2 today, which I hope I'm wrong, but if they lose today and they go 0-2, they're making the playoffs, they're winning this division, and they still have a chance to go to the Super Bowl. Like, none of that changes in my mind just because of a loss in September, dude.
Well, you'll be heading out there in just a little bit. You going straight from here?
I got to bring some stuff back to the lady. Just printed out some papers for school, which I live really close. So I'm going to go bring that back to her.
Nice.
And then go straight to the game.
Go straight to the game. All right, so here's the deal. So the Philadelphia Eagles, do you think they're the best team in the NFL? I do.
They're the best roster. Yeah, I'd say they're the best team right now. Yes,
okay.
I would.
I think it's the best team. Last year, you know what the Eagles did in week 2? Because they played in Brazil in week 1. They had a really close game
with the Packers.
With Green Bay.
Yeah.
Week 2, you know what they did? Philadelphia Eagles lost to the Atlanta Falcons at home. They lost. So week 2, the Eagles lost.
Battle of the Birds.
Week 3, they beat the Saints. Saints were not a good team last year.
Saints
Beat them
were
by
bad.
3. Beat them by 3. Week 4, the Buccaneers hammered the Eagles.
I remember that.
33-16.
Remember that.
Okay? Then they have a bye week, and then they came back for a huge 4-point win over the Browns. I mean, this team was 2-2 last year, and they just lost one game the rest of the year, and they win the Super Bowl, and we talk about how good they are. Remember Nick Sirianni? This guy, is he the right coach? I mean, they're infighting.
Oh, I don't like Nick Sirianni.
And here's the thing, they were infighting. Remember the old podcast, the Brandon Graham and all that? They were infighting and pointing fingers at each other, and people thought Nick lost the team.
Yeah.
And this team goes on, and they ruin the Chiefs' three-peat chance, and the team was very good. But you lose the Falcons in week 2. You get hammered by the Bucs. Something Mahomes has only been beat by more than one score in a 2-point conversion like 8 times in his career.
Yeah.
But they get hammered. What I'm saying is, so many false narratives this time of year with people jumping to the conclusions, oh, the Chiefs, they're way down. Chiefs played a horrible game against the Chargers. They had no energy. They damn near won. They damn near won at the end of the game. For as bad as they played,
yeah.
And everybody's laying, bouquets at the feet of the Chargers and Justin Herbert and, oh, they've arrived and all this. They still got to come to Arrowhead. They still have to come to Arrowhead.
Yep.
And this time of year, you can be really fooled. Again, the Saints won their first game last year by 37 points.
The Saints scored, 90 points in their first 2 weeks of the season last year?
Yeah, and
Looked
not
like
only
the
that,
greatest show on turf.
Washington lost by 17 points in week 1. And that was a team that gave the Eagles that third loss last year. And then, of course, the Eagles turned around and hammerjacked them in the postseason.
Yeah,
So it does happen. I mean, let's face it. Adam Schefter tweets out earlier, Chiefs have never lost 3 straight games with Mahomes as their starting quarterback. They lost Super Bowl, lost week 1 versus the Chargers. Now the Eagles at home. There's something about championship DNA and winning those close games. And I know there's finger pointing and all that. And I've got a lot of the national media just poking at the Chiefs, man. I mean, they're all just there. The Chiefs have a chance to just change that narrative. And the one thing I texted you last night, because you're a huge Tennessee fan, obviously. You're a Tennessee alum.
Yes.
And what a great atmosphere that was. I mean,
amazing. Wish we could
did you
have
ever
pulled
go
it
down the
off.
Tennessee River and hang out and chill?
Hell yeah.
I mean, God, that looks so much fun, man.
Hell yes. It's awesome,
Like,
dude.
that was a postcard for going to the University of Tennessee, man. That was
Yes.
unreal. But anyway, they play the Georgia Bulldogs, the big bad Bulldogs, they were calling them.
Yep.
And a couple years ago, when the Georgia won back-to-back national titles, they had these games. They were winning with Stetson Bennett. I mean, they were winning these games. Even last year, they beat Georgia Tech in 8 overtimes. From time to time, they had close games. But they always found a way to win. As a matter of fact, they had back-to-back overtime games last year.
Yeah.
But ended up, winning even in the playoffs. They had a game like that. But they find a way to win. You think you have them knocked out. Like Tennessee, they thought they had Georgia knocked out.
Yep.
But they come back. That championship DNA is something. I mean, honestly, the Bulldogs remind me of the Chiefs in so many ways. In so many ways. Like, you think you have them beat, but they're going to linger around, man. They're going to linger around. You're going to make mistakes, and they're going to come back and beat you at the end because that's what good teams do. But watching Georgia the last couple of years, I think of the Kansas City Chiefs.
I love the analogy because even though Georgia does make mistakes, at the end of the day, when it gets down to brass tacks and you've got 10 minutes left in the game, they figured it out, right? They've made their adjustments. They've already made all their mistakes, and now they're going to play perfect for the last 10 minutes of the game, and they're going to execute everything perfectly, just like they did yesterday.
They make clutch catches.
They're going to make clutch catches. They're going to make great play calls. They're going to disguise blitzes that you don't see coming, just like Spagnuolo does with the Kansas City Chiefs. And all of a sudden, before you know it, what was a 10-point lead is now a 3-point deficit. And that's what Georgia does so well. But I will say also what Georgia does, and again, it's college and it's different, but just to go along with the analogies, they kick some ass too, and the Chiefs need to do that. I'm not saying today's that day. They're facing the defending champs. That what we just said is the best team in the NFL. But throughout the rest of this season, when they get their guys back, especially Xavier and Rashee Rice, they got to kick some ass, man. They got to beat these teams by 2 scores.
Yeah, they will.
And they will. I think you're right.
Close. But a championship DNA is worth something. And the finger pointing, Eagles did that too last year. And then Gronk went on this week talking about, there's finger pointing with the Chiefs.
You shouldn't do that. Yeah.
They did the same thing.
Yeah, dude.
A lot of times, it does happen. It does happen when people expect excellence a lot of times. So who steps up then?
Yep.
In your opinion, like if you're starting for the Kansas City Chiefs, in case people missed your show, who you starting? Who's going to be the receiver leading the way without a Rice, of course? Does Tyquan, is this his game?
I do think, well, I mentioned it like as far as fantasy purposes, he's like a boomer bust, like a Rashid Shaheed type today. Like I think that he could have 2 catches for 65 yards and a touchdown sort of thing for Tyquan Thornton. But I mean, Hollywood Brown will lead the way. I want it.
Hollywood leads the way again.
I want it to be Travis Kelce, Jay.
Yeah.
Like, let's turn back the clock, man.
I want to see 12 and 13 personnel, which they did run a lot last week.
But they didn't throw it.
But they didn't throw it to him.
Yeah,
I want to see. Can catch.
I want to see Tanya. I want to see Noah
can
Gray.
Catch.
Yes.
These guys can catch. We'll see if they're more.
Like, we're talking about the lack of wide receivers, I understand, but it's one of the deepest tight end rooms in the NFL. So they need to use it to their advantage here because they're lacking the wide receivers right now. Kelce needs to have that, like, turn back the clock game, though, bro. Like, we talked about it for the all the offseason. He's lost the 20 pounds. He looks slimmer. He's faster. He's better. He's more focused. He's locked in this year. What do you have, 2 catches last week? And I know one of them was that awesome touchdown down the sideline. He was wide open. It was a great play call. Like, I want him to get open. Like, against man coverage today, Jay, he needs to find a crease. He needs to get open. He needs to beat someone with a shimmy. Like, it's got to happen.
You know, it's a
am I wrong? Like,
no,
you're not. Come on, we're here. Like, we need you right now.
Last call, man. Last dance. Let's go.
Let's go.
Yeah,
our guys are out. We need you. It's the start of the season. You're fresh as you're going to be. You're as healthy as you're going to be in this season. Let's go.
The one guy that could maybe make a difference at some point, I don't know if it's too early at this point. Don't know what he exactly knows about the offense at this point. Rashard Smith. He was a receiver for 3 years at the U before transitioning to running back at SMU last year. But it is a guy that's got experience. And the Chiefs like running him on routes, the wheel route. He was doing a bunch of things. Joe,
Texas route.
Maybe get you through a few games. I don't think they'll use him as much this game or not, but that is one of the in-house options for the Chiefs.
I completely agree. I am skeptical of us seeing that this week, Jay, because you know as well or better than I that rookies in the Chiefs offense it ain't going to happen in the first 4, 5, 6, maybe even 8 weeks. And with a running back, especially because and this is across the NFL, but especially in Kansas City, with a running back, I mean, not only are you worried about his vision, his ability to follow a block on the run the right routes in the pass, and be able to have good hands and sure hands and beat a linebacker, all the things, but most importantly, honestly, for a lot of these teams, and I think it rings true in Kansas City, Jay, is the pass blocking for the running back so important until Mahomes and company and Nagy and all those guys can go really trust Rashard Smith as a rookie to say, okay, hey, when Zach Bond's blitzing today, and it's one-on-one with you and Zach, I know you're ready. I know you're going to be able to hold your ground.
Mahomes needs to trust his offensive line.
100%.
I know people have been evaluating the offensive line, and, hey, Kingsley looked fine and all that. Did you really go back and watch the film? Did you watch Mahomes running for his life to the right because the guy went right through Kingsley?
Wow,
he looked like a toilet of bull, like bullfighting.
Revolving door.
Let the bull go right on through.
Yes.
I mean, yeah. For a lot of games, he looked okay. They still couldn't run block, and that's where his specialty is. But Dick Vermillion he told Fesco all the time, football comes in the 1 or 2 plays.
Mm-hmm.
You get Mahomes lit up, man. Well, was it 1 or 2 plays? That does matter. But for a whole, the offensive line didn't play that great. I mean, Creed snapping one off his leg. Trey Smith didn't have his best of games.
Penalties
Jawan
galore.
Taylor was absolutely brutal. Josh Simmons had a couple penalties to get it. He's a rookie. We'll see what happens.
Can I say this on Jawan Taylor? Can I say this? Don't give me that look. No. No, come on. Here's the thing. He was terrible. He was atrocious, embarrassing, abysmal, whatever you want to say. The penalties are terrible. When the play happens, though, Jay.
Oh, when the play happens, yeah.
He's good. Like, he can block.
But you have to get to
I
that
know.
point. His confidence.
Is he getting benched today? Is he getting sat today? Because he's going to
At
have
halftime,
a penalty.
if he does this by halftime, he will. Because those are pretty egregious remarks from Nagy. Like, we can't have it.
I think he's benched before the first quarter's
But here's
over.
the thing about it. He didn't trust himself because he's trying to jump that snap from Holmes. He's trying to time it perfectly.
Dude.
But here's his problem.
Look at the ball.
But look at the ball. Because here's the problem. At home, you can sometimes get away with it.
Yeah, you can get away with it.
You can get away with it because it's quieter. Yeah. But on the road, and I know Brazil, that was Chargers home game, but it was a neutral game. But the fans were still
Fans
loud.
were crazy, yeah.
But he's trying to jump the snap count because he didn't trust himself. But yeah, Jalen Moore's sitting right there, man.
Jalen Moore.
In case of emergency, break that damn glass.
Let's go.
Man, football's not about friends, man. It's about winning. It's about keeping your quarterback upright.
Exactly, man.
Like, I'm tired of seeing Mahomes play with the hand tied behind his back. Like, seriously. Load him up, man.
No, exactly. And I'm tired of drives being stifled by Jawan Taylor. I'm tired. This offense before couldn't afford it, but now, dude, if
You can't have it because even Simmons
drives.
had 2 false starts last week.
Which
It was 6.
He's a rookie.
Penalties. It was. I get it. I'm giving him a break.
I'm giving him a month.
6, but that's
Give him a
6
month.
penalties going backwards for Chiefs offensive drives. You can't have that.
You can't have it.
Especially when you're
Can't
down
have it.
weapons.
Exactly. You don't have the weapon. You cannot have it. It's
No, if they can
unacceptable.
clean that up, and Reed certainly wasn't in a great mood this week, so I'm sure he went back. I'm sure that 12-hour flight back from Brazil, there was a a lot of watching film. I'm sure that wasn't a pleasant
Glad I was not
flight.
on that plane. Yeah.
Oh, I'm sure that wasn't a pleasant
suck.
flight for many, but yeah, and Worthy, he progressed this week. I mean, he was ruled as doubtful, so he wasn't ruled out on Friday, which was a good sign for him. I don't know if that's gamesmanship between the Chiefs and the Eagles or whatever.
I think
a little
we'll
bit
see
in
him
there.
sooner than later.
But I think he plays against the Giants.
I think so too. And
Do
I
they have 100% range of motion? I don't think so. But just having him there is the difference.
just even as a decoy, even as a guy who can just run straight at 4.2 speed and make a safety, think about it. The thing I'd say, Jay, before we get out of here too, is when talking about Jawan Taylor, I think he's going to have a penalty in the first quarter, and I think he's going to get benched.
You know
one
what?
penalty.
You know what?
One penalty is his leash.
I'm going to agree with you. I'm going to 100% agree with you.
All right.
At
Okay.
halftime.
Okay, at halftime.
Or will it happen before?
I
To
think
me, his leash is extremely. It's smaller than the distance between me and you.
Literally, yes. I think the penalty will happen in the first quarter, and then I think the next drive, whether that's the second quarter or the next drive.
The problem is they say
he's
it'll
out.
kill his confidence. You know what? I don't give a
I
crap.
don't give
the
a
dude's
rip.
won a Super Bowl. He's played another one. He gets a lot of money. He gets a lot of money. Screw his feelings, man. You either play well or don't play at all.
Yeah, exactly.
This team has expectations.
That's a you problem. You got to figure out your confidence right now, dude. I can't baby you.
Like usually you worry about crushing a dude's confidence, like Kingsley last year being a rookie,
Young
and all
guy,
that.
whatever.
I get
yeah.
it with the rookies, but this dude's a vet.
Dude, we're paying you $30 million. No,
this guy's playing the biggest of games.
Exactly.
He played in the SEC. I mean, come on.
Just means more.
It just means more. I'm sorry about your volunteer.
Yeah.
I was pulling for you, buddy. I was
know,
pulling
man,
for
I
you.
thought we had it. Aguilar looked great.
You should have driven down there.
Brazil, dude,
It was-
don't know
it
how
was right
jealous
there.
I was.
You probably knew half the people there.
Oh, of course, yes. All family at Rocky Top, baby. Vols help Vols.
Great stuff. Great
Love
stuff.
it.
Mac
Thanks, Jay.
Morey, don't forget fantasy football every week at 9 a.m. This dude rocks. As
Appreciate you,
for
brother.
Jacob Mustard here once again producing the operation. We come back. Everybody is worrying about the Kansas City Chiefs. Should we be? Or is this the freaking Georgia Bulldogs? We'll talk about that next.
You're listening to After Hours, brought to you by Twin Peaks. Eats, drinks, scenic views on your home for Kansas City sports. 96.5 The Fan.
FanDuel is getting you ready for kickoff with an offer you will not want to miss. New customers can bet just $5 and get $300 in bonus bets if you win. That's right. Pick a bet $5, and if it wins, you'll unlock $300 in bonus bets to use all across the app. You can build parlays, bet player props, ride the live lines, whatever your style, FanDuel has you covered. The NFL season is finally here. The only question is, are you ready to play? Visit FanDuel.com/Alex to download the FanDuel app today and get started. FanDuel is the official sports betting partner of 96.5 The Fan. Must be 21 and present in Kansas. First, online real money wager only. $5 first deposit required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable bonus bets, which expires 7 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. FanDuel is offering online sports wagering in Kansas under agreement with Kansas Star Casino, LLC. Gambling problem? Getting help is your best bet. Call 1-800-522-4700 or visit ksgamblinghelp.com.
Hi, I'm Dustin, your friend and jeweler at Shane Company. As director of diamond sourcing, it's my job to make sure every single diamond is worthy of a Shane Company engagement ring. Our team travels the world to see diamonds in person and handpick each one. That type of dedication only comes from working for a company that's been a family business since 1929. No matter your budget, your diamond is guaranteed to be the most beautiful because a friend wants you to pick from only the best. Drop by your store or shaneco.com and see for yourself. Shane Company, your friend and jeweler.
Why is Macy's one-day sale the one sale you can't miss? For starters, you'll find our best prices of the month on fall's top trends, like $99.99 for trenches and barn jackets, diamond bracelets $249, and for cozy nights in, comfy sheets at $19.99 and under. Plus, it's Star Money bonus days, when Star Rewards members can earn Star Money faster. Not a member yet? Join for free online or in-store. Don't miss Macy's one-day sale today. Savings off already reduced prices. Exclusions apply.
This is the story of the one. As a custodial supervisor at a high school, he knows that during cold and flu season, germs spread fast. It's why he partners with Grainger to stay fully stocked on the products and supplies he needs, from tissues to disinfectants to floor scrubbers. All so that he can help students, staff, and teachers stay healthy and focused. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Think about it. You take thousands of steps every day. Shouldn't every single one of them feel amazing? Well, with Arch Fit hands-free Skechers slip-ins, they can. Skechers teamed up with podiatrists to design a shoe that provides amazing arch support for all-day comfort. And best of all, you get all this comfort, stability, and support with the ease of Skechers slip-ins technology. Just slip them on. There's no bending down and no struggling to tie your shoes. Just step in and go. Try Arch Fit hands-free Skechers slip-ins at a Skechers store, Skechers.com, or wherever comfortable footwear is sold.
Presenting a Gain Flings love story. Dear love of my life, we were on the 12B bus this morning when I caught a whiff. A scent so fresh, so life-changing, I had to find its source. Alas, I didn't know if you were the woman in the pink freshly washed cardigan or the retired mailman next to me, but I knew one of you was my soulmate. Ah, the scent of Gain Flings. Try Gain Flings with OxyBoost and Febreze.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to the end of summer sale at AutoZone. We're celebrating the end of long days and short nights with big deals for a short time, like car wash. Right now, you can save 20% on the Armor All Complete Car Wash Kit. Need new brakes? Duralast brake pads are free with the purchase of Duralast rotors. We've also got oil deals and more. We're ending the summer right with the end of summer sale at AutoZone.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
This is 96.5 The Fan, your home for Chiefs football. It's the only place to hear from Andy Reid on Mondays at noon. It's the only place that has an exclusive one-on-one interview with Patrick Mahomes on Tuesdays at 3:15. And it's the only place to listen to the play-by-play with Mitch, Danon, and Kling on game day.
Touchdown! Kansas City! Travis Kelce owning this game!
This is your home for Chiefs football. This is 96.5 The Fan.
Welcome back. After hours, Jay Binkley, Jacob Mustard producing the operation. Game day, Chiefs and Eagles. Josh Briscoe, Chiefs Network, take over at noon. Hear from Danon, hear from Kling, hear from Mitch Holtus, hear from the crew. Hear the game right here on 96.5. Fan. The Royals, by the way, will be in the Fan 610 a.m. So on 610 a.m. on your dial, you can hear the Kansas City Royals. The Philadelphia weekend. Philadelphia Eagles here in Kansas City. Royals at the Philadelphia Phillies, and the Royals have not been doing well at all. Jacob, it's been a sad couple days for the Kansas City Royals. They just can't put things together. You think they're there, and then ultimately the Royals. It's gonna be a long winter, man. Spring's gonna hopefully bring back some Royals excitement, but man, they have not looked good the last couple days.
No, they haven't. And I was here for the Friday game with Vern and the 8-2 loss, and it was uninspiring for sure. I mean,
Salvi did get his 300 yesterday. That was cool.
Yeah. I mean, great for Salvi, and it's something that the Royals can celebrate and the fans can be excited for. But I think a majority of people are already looking forward to the 2026 season.
That's right. Turn the page for 2026. You have it on the on Fox back in there with the pregame. They're down at Power and Light. It looks fantastic, man. The whole situation. I love it when they move these studio shows. Last year, you saw the CBS crew and stuff do it outside of the Buffalo Bills Stadium, in Orchard Park. They're down here for this. This is cool. I mean, this is kind of got that college game day feel to it. You got Tom Brady throwing to little Chiefs fans right there at the Power and Light. See, that stuff's kind of cool. And they should learn from College Game Day and do it in the National Football League because the NFL needs to have an on-site show like college football does. But I think this is fantastic, the way it looks.
Yeah, I need to go down there and catch a pass from him.
Chiefs and Eagles. The one thing, too, Jacob, it's tough not to get too fired up about earlier in the season. But there is a lot of angst, a lot of hate towards the Kansas City Chiefs. And we are talking about a team that's gone to 7 straight AFC title games. Mahomes has only gone to the AFC title game or Super Bowl. But people are predicting their demise. Things are not settled at the beginning of NFL football season. As a matter of fact, a lot of times former pros and tell you they don't really know their identity of teams until you get to October, get to Halloween. Now, you don't want to start 0-3. You don't want to start 0-2 because your chances do go down. But 0-2 teams, the Bengals a couple years ago went to Super Bowl. They started the season 0-2. The Patriots have won the Super Bowl starting 0-2. But this Eagles team, I think it's the best team right now in the NFL. But week 2 last year, they lost at home to the Atlanta Falcons. Week 2, this Eagles team loses game 2. Was the sky falling? Well, in Philadelphia, it kind of was. They were mad at each other. Then week 3, what did they do? They beat the Saints by 3. They beat the Saints last year by 3. Week 4, this Eagles team plays the Buccaneers and were hammerjacked, 33-16. Then they have a bye week. Were they refreshed? Well, they beat the Browns by 4 after that. What I'm saying is, at the beginning of the season, you just don't know what to count on. But nationally, they're done with the Chiefs, man. Here's Mina Kimes this week on ESPN.
Moments, scenarios, narratives that you're concerned about for the long haul. What's at the top of that list for you, Mina?
Yeah, I'm going to talk about the Chiefs, but not the offense, because I think the offense will be better when they get Rice back in particular, and the offensive line is young, and they're going to play together. The defense was really concerning to me week 1, and I kind of think that maybe got slept on a little bit. With Justin Reed departing, there's this feeling it's the Chiefs, Steve Spagnuolo. They can insert any young cornerbacks back there and safeties, and everything's going to be fine. It did not look fine week 1 against the Chargers. Not enough pass rush, so they had to blitz, but then they couldn't cover behind the blitz, and you really worry. This week, you're going up against the Eagles, and I just don't know if they have the horses on the back end to compete.
Yeah, and there's Mina Kimes that was on with the Rich Eisen show. And again, these Eagles that everybody's propping up, they lose to the Falcons in week 2 last year. Chris Carter was on with Kay Adams. Had this to say about the Kansas City Chiefs.
How much trouble are the Chiefs in, Chris?
Well, the Chiefs have real problems. And I do believe that the curse of losing the Super Bowl, I don't believe they're going to win 13 games this year. But I still believe that they'll be in the playoffs and they're going to be a tough team. Mm-hmm. But when you see their marquee players, when you see one of their defenders calling out Chris Jones for lack of integrity, lost his contained line, trying to freelance to try to win a game, end up losing the game, allows Herbert to gain all those yards getting outside the pocket. Because when you're winning, it's a good little deodorant to keep the stench off of you. But there have been things going on around Kansas City, and the lack of development of the receivers has been one of them with Patrick Mahomes. But when you start getting people calling people out and telling them to do your damn job, because that's what he told them to do, I'm sorry, I'm worried about Kansas City. I'm worried about Travis Kelce, because guess what used to didn't happen? Rice being out, Worthy hurt, Kelce could take over the game. He can't dominate no more. I remember at the stage of my career.
So there's Chris Carter down. We down on the Eagles last year. We down on the Eagles when they lost at home on Monday Night Football to the Atlanta Falcons. Were you worried about that? Colin Cowherd, he's worried as well.
So I was saying this with the Packers. Just trust your eyes. That is the fastest team in the league. The Kansas City Chiefs, trust your eyes. They're not a very good offensive football team. The run game, below average. Offensive line, well below average. If Xavier Worthy doesn't play, they don't have a number 1 receiver. And if he does, he's still not a number 1 receiver. He's more of a gadget guy in a 2. So the Chiefs' offense since 2023, and this is hard to get your brain around because it was so good early. The first 5 or 6 years was so dynamic. But they're like middle of the pack, 23rd in rushing, 27th in big plays, 18 in red zone percentage, and that's with Mahomes and Andy Reid. So if Mahomes and Andy Reid can't do better than 18th in red zone efficiency, I mean, these are guys that dialed up Sky Moore in the Super Bowl to be wide open for touchdowns.
So there's Cowherd. He doesn't believe in it either. And, of course, the whole It's Josh Allen's world now, not Patrick Mahomes.
Josh Allen's the best quarterback. He's the best player. He is the best quarterback right now. Herbert looked amazing in Brazil. We have seen all kinds of. Lamar Jackson was amazing last night. He is the best quarterback. He is the player of mass destruction until somebody proves otherwise. He had 251 yards passing in the fourth quarter. In the fourth quarter, he had 251, more than many teams yesterday had for the entire game. 4 total touchdowns. Josh Allen's the best quarterback.
That was Kyle Brandt from NFL Network, who's been all over the spectrum as far as, well, he's a big Bills fan as well, but he's said some nice things about the Chiefs, but Josh Allen's world. So the quarterback that's 0-4 against Mahomes in the postseason, who had his opportunity 2 years ago in Buffalo in the playoffs because the Chiefs, quote, couldn't win a playoff game on the road. He had his opportunity. Didn't do it. Josh Allen's 0-4 against Mahomes in the playoffs. Again, had Josh Allen, had Lamar Jackson, Joe Burrow, any of these guys gone to 7 straight AFC title games, they would still be talking about how freaking awesome they are. It's just amazing. It's just amazing. The Chiefs are done in their minds. Were the Eagles done last year, week 2, when they lose to the Falcons? Were they done? Hell no, they weren't done. They ended up losing 3 total games all year, and they win the Super Bowl. But were they done? All these takes, all these fun, all the Chiefs are done. Why? How? Because they lost to the Chargers? They lost to a division rival, a team that they were 17-3 against in the last 10 years, and they played one of their worst games that they've played, but yet sit there and had a chance to win the game in Brazil when the Chargers were, quote, playing their A game. It happens. Do you remember 2 years ago when the Chiefs lost to the Lions in game 1, 21-20? Were the Chiefs done? Were the Chiefs done that same year when they went to 9-6 on Christmas Day and were beaten by the lowly Raiders and fell to 9-6? The sky was falling. What did this team do? They went on a historic run in the postseason, playing the top offenses and defense and scoring offense and defense in the NFL on the road, and yet they still won the Super Bowl back-to-back. But the sky was falling on Christmas Day when they were 9-6. I'm just saying, man. Football happens. Weird things happen in this game. So it is interesting with everybody pointing the fingers at the Chiefs that have gone through 7 straight AFC title games where teams can't do it. Teams can't back up good success. They're good, and all of a sudden they fall back. Ask the Jags about going to the top and going to the bottom. Ask the Bengals after going to the Super Bowl what happened to them after that. To be consistently good is one thing, but people often overlook it. But what do the Chiefs have an opportunity to do today? Our number, 913-586-7965. Same as J.E. Southland Tow Service text line, 913-586-7965. Tell you what the Chiefs can do next.
You're listening to After Hours, brought to you by Twin Peaks. Eats, drinks, scenic views on your home for Kansas City sports. 96.5, The Fan.
Why is Macy's one-day sale the one sale you can't miss? For starters, you'll find our best prices of the month on fall's top trends, like $99.99 for trenches and barn jackets, diamond bracelets $249, and for cozy nights in, comfy sheets at $19.99 and under. Plus, it's Star Money bonus days, when Star Rewards members can earn Star Money faster. Not a member yet? Join for free online or in-store. Don't miss Macy's one-day sale today. Savings off already reduced prices. Exclusions apply.
This is Creed Humphrey. Kansas City has the best fans in the world and the best bull riding team in the PBR. The Outlaws are looking to win it all this year, but they can't do it without you. I'm the chief of Outlaw Attitude, and I need you to pack the house. So buckle up and make some noise. The Outlaws are coming, and we know KC will be there with us. Come see Kansas City's next dynasty and join me at PBR Team Outlaw Days, October 3rd through 5th.
You've got a ton of equity in your home. You're sitting on a gold mine. You could do so much with all that cash, like travel, invest it, or pay off debt. But you can't touch it unless you sell your home. But you really don't want to move. And besides, homes are sitting on the market a long time these days. You're trapped, right? Not with TrueHold. With TrueHold, you can cash out your equity in as little as 30 days. But listen, you don't have to move. You can stay in the home you love as a renter. That's TrueHold's Sell and Stay program. Cash out your entire home's value and stay put. TrueHold even covers property taxes, property insurance, and essential repairs. Imagine using that equity to travel, invest, or pay off debt. And you can stay in your home. It's brilliant, especially in this slow market. Get your all-cash offer now. Call 1-855 $399.93 or visit Truehold.com. The smarter, faster way to cash out on your home's value without moving. That's Truehold.com.
FanDuel is getting you ready for kickoff with an offer you will not want to miss. New customers can bet just $5 and get $300 in bonus bets if you win. That's right. Pick a bet $5, and if it wins, you'll unlock $300 in bonus bets to use all across the app. You can build parlays, bet player props, ride the live lines, whatever your style, FanDuel has you covered. The NFL season is finally here. The only question is, are you ready to play? Visit FanDuel.com/Alex to download the FanDuel app today and get started. FanDuel's official sports betting partner of 96.5 The Fan. Must be 21 and present in Kansas. First online real money wager only. $5 first deposit required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable bonus bets, which expires 7 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. FanDuel is offering online sports wagering in Kansas under agreement with Kansas Star Casino, LLC. Gambling problem? Getting help is your best bet. Call 1-800-522-4700 or visit ksgamblinghelp.com.
This is the story of the one. As a custodial supervisor at a high school, he knows that during cold and flu season, germs spread fast. It's why he partners with Grainger to stay fully stocked on the products and supplies he needs, from tissues to disinfectants to floor scrubbers. All so that he can help students, staff, and teachers stay healthy and focused. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
You're still glowing, flirting, grooving. You still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and help strengthen your immune response. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Schedule in minutes at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
And welcome back to After Hours. Chiefs game day. Chiefs and Eagles. Of course, Chiefs Network. Josh Briscoe take over at noon. Jay Binkley, Jacob Mustard producing the operation. Jacob, what a great day for college football yesterday. We'll do our college football segment with Drew Nixon coming up at 11. Some great games. And as I told Mac, Georgia Bulldogs are the Kansas City Chiefs, man. I said it a couple years ago when they went back-to-back and won. Last year, they go to 8 overtimes at Georgia Tech. They go to the playoffs. They go to overtime the next week and beat Texas in the next game. So back-to-back overtime games. Thing is, they have championship DNA. You got to knock them out. And some teams do. Chiefs got knocked out in the Super Bowl. The Eagles did what they had to do. They knocked them out. You let them hang around. The Chargers came close to finding out. They kind of found a way to almost find out. But you let them linger around, and good teams will find a way to beat you. Ex the Broncos last year when the Chiefs blocked a field goal to win the game. Championship DNA shows up at unique times for teams that are good, and I don't think teams are getting enough credit for winning close games. They do. And it's like Georgia, man. They found a way to beat Tennessee. They had no business winning that game, but they won. The Bulldogs remind me of the Chiefs, man. You think you got them beat until you don't. Planning that post-game celebration and partying on, and things look great until they don't. It's like the Chiefs, like the Bulldogs. Teams think they're going to beat them. They celebrate, they pose, they do all these things. It's like the Bills a couple years ago, that 13-second game. And all they leave with is an L and crying in the fetal position. They lost again to the Kansas City Chiefs. So what happens? They have championship DNA. But the one thing they can do, like the Chiefs today, they can shut them all the hell up. They can. It's right in front of them. If there was ever a shut-up game, today is it. Today is 100% it, Jacob. What I mean by that is, I remember back in 14, right? It was back when I was doing the day shift, 10-2 with Henry, right? We're sitting out there outside Kauffman Stadium doing our show live. And all of a sudden, you see like MLB Network was there, ESPN, all these entities that really didn't cover the Kansas City Royals at all. They didn't. We used to get complaints all the time, the text line, hey, the Royals are getting like 20 seconds at the end of quick pitch on their highlights. And it's like, here's the deal. There's only one thing you can control, and you can control it, and that's you have the ability to shut them up. If they talk trash on you and down on you, which they are, and people are, everybody loves the Chiefs. Come on, man. Come on. I talked to someone from Buffalo that does media out there. Oh, everybody loves it. I said, no, they don't. Go look at what people are saying. I just played you a bunch, and I didn't play them all, but it was all across the board, people down on the Chiefs. They have an opportunity, Jacob, to shut them up. Their own ability. It doesn't matter what a talking head says or defends the Chiefs or me going on and on about defending. They can control it. Mahomes and company can't control it. Andy Reid, they can't control it. And as I said with the Royals in 14, they made ESPN come cover them. They made MLB Network come cover them. You know why? Because they were in the World Series, man. And you know what? Unless you want to cover the World Series, you got to come to Kansas City and you got to cover it. So there was just sets in 14, and they were back there in 15 covering what? The Kansas City Royals, doing live shows from Kansas City. You know why? Because the Royals forced their hand and made them cover them. The Chiefs, Kansas City, flyover country. But when you've gone to 3 straight Super Bowls, and Mahomes has won 3 of them and been in 5 of them, and the dude's been in the AFC title game every year, guess what? You've got Gronk, and you got Tom Brady, and you got Terry Bradshaw and Jay Glazer. You got live shows from Kansas City. Why? Because they made them cover them. Because they've been good and made them cover them. You see what I'm saying, Jay? Today is a shut-up game for the Kansas City Chiefs. You saw it with your team. You've been a New England fan. You saw what happens, right? People doubted them. When they went that drought between the first dynasty run and the second dynasty run, what happened, right? People were doubting them, right? Remember Tom Brady in 2014? I mentioned that wild card game where the Royals, they beat Oakland in a wild card game. And the night before, the Chiefs set the sound record. Where? At Arrowhead Stadium, right? Remember that game? Remember they hammered New England. Remember that game? Tom Brady looked bad. After the game, Belichick's like, on to Cincinnati, on to Cincinnati. That was in Kansas City. People wanted Brady benched. All he did is go to 5 Super Bowls beyond that and win 4 of them. Was he done? Was he done? Everybody thought he was done in 14, right? Brady's done. Was he done, Jacob?
No.
Did I miss something?
No, he wasn't. And it happened with LeBron as well. I can't fully quote the tweet, but everyone kind of knows about the tweet that was put out when LeBron turned 30. A guy said this won't go on much longer. And that same guy tweeted that again at when LeBron was 40. It just shows everyone wants to be the first to call it. Everyone wants to be the first one to call the end of a dynasty. They want to be like, look, I told you it was done this many years ago. It happened with Brady. It happened with the Patriots. And then it still happened to Brady when he left and went to Tampa Bay. And people are like, there's no shot he's ever going to win a Super Bowl here. And
yeah, that year he won. Year. He beat the Seahawks, right? Brady wins.
Yeah.
That year that everybody said he was done. He's washed. He's done. On to Cincinnati, right? He wins. 2016 season. He beats Atlanta. Was down 28-3 in the Super Bowl. He wins it. So it's 2 Super Bowls Brady won after everybody said he was done. Then 2017 season, the Eagles beat him. But he went. That's 3 Super Bowls there. 4 Super Bowl Brady went on post that was 2018 season. They beat the Rams. In a game where the Chiefs easily could have been there had D Ford not been on sides. But Brady wins again. So there's 3 of them there. And then 2020 season when he was with the Bucs, they beat the Chiefs, right? That's 5 appearances and 4 rings from the national media. The media was at that game calling for Brady to be benched, that he was done. He's past his prime. 5 more Super Bowls, 4 rings. Mahomes turns 30 here in a couple days, right? So he turns 30 in a couple days. He hasn't got to that 30 to 40 range. Brady had some of his best years in his late 30s and even in his 40s.
His arm talent and IQ when he was in his 40s was insane.
Insane the way he was seeing the game.
Yeah, I go back and look at some of the film, and it's just his arm talent is so underrated because he's not flashy.
Yeah, he's not, but he understands the game process. There's only a few guys that can do that, right? And Brady's quick to bring up Mahomes all the time when he's doing, diagnosing who's got it and who doesn't in the NFL. Like, everybody's looking for that quarterback. Everybody's looking for that championship DNA. Everybody's looking for that guy that can make the best out of little. And you know what? The best quarterbacks are the ones that make the most out of not much. Which, you know what? The last 2 years, Mahomes has made the most out of not much. He's playing last year without one of their big acquisitions in free agency last year, Hollywood Brown, who gets hurt in the Jaguars game in the preseason, his first catch, out. Game 4, Rashee Rice, out for the year. Well, so he's down 1 and 2 receivers. Kelsey was different. He still had 97 catches, but wasn't as good as he's been or effective as he's been in the past. 15th in the NFL in points per game the last 2 years, but he still went. But he still went to his third straight Super Bowl. He was doing more with less. Good quarterbacks do more with less. He doesn't need 5,000 yards and 50 touchdown passes every year because that's probably a signal that your defense isn't very good. Remember Mahomes' first year that he won MVP? He had to score a touchdown every time he went on the field because the defense wasn't very good. So, yeah, he's going to have 5,000 yards and 50 touchdowns. The second time in his career, he threw for 5,000 yards. They were 16th in points per game on defense. So they were half the league, so he had to score once again all the time. But when the defenses got better, the quarterback doesn't have to put up gaudy numbers every time he takes the field. He doesn't have to become Texas Tech Mahomes every time. But the Chiefs have an opportunity today. It's right there in front of them. They have an opportunity to shut everybody the hell up. I mean, it's that simple. So when you flip on NFL Network tomorrow morning, flip on ESPN, NFL Live, will they eat crow? Today's the chance to prove it. Because if you go out there and get smoked by the Eagles, in their minds, they were right. So they have the chance today to shut them up. I mean, you best not miss from The Wire, Omar from The Wire. Swing at the king, you best not miss. When you have a team on the ropes, man, you knock them out. And the Chiefs just continually find a way to hang around. And that goes to the coaching staff they have. They're well coached on offense, defense, special teams, and it's Mahomes. Like all these people doubting what he can do, and has he seen the best part of his career? He hasn't even got to the best part of his career. That's your 30s, man. Look at Drew Brees' numbers in his 30s. Steve Young built his whole Hall of Fame career in his 30s because he was in the USFL and behind Joe Montana until he got in his 30s. He built an entire Hall of Fame career in his 30s. Mahomes ain't even got there yet, man. And dude's been to 5 Super Bowls and won 3 of them. He's number 2 all-time in postseason touchdown passes. He's not even 30, and he's got 17 postseason wins, something these clowns forget about. If football, which it always should be about winning titles and winning in what? The postseason. It doesn't matter what you do in Brazil against the Chargers. It matters what you do in the postseason. It doesn't matter last year the Eagles lost at home in Game 2 to the Atlanta Falcons on Monday Night Football. It doesn't matter in Week 3 they were hammered 33-16 by the Buccaneers. You know why? Because the Buccaneers were on their couch watching the Super Bowl while the Eagles won it and had green confetti coming down. What you do in the postseason is the only thing that matters and defines you. We went 21 years without a playoff win in Kansas City. 21 freaking years. Babies were conceived and born and in a bar drinking legally in the amount of time. Mahomes comes in here. He's already won 17 postseason games. Are you freaking kidding me? This team didn't win postseason games. They didn't do it. Yep. Alex Smith finally broke through in Houston, and they won a game, then got beaten by the Patriots the following week. Mahomes done it 17 times. It's number 2 all time. Joe Montana, highly regarded and looked upon as he should be in this league, 16 postseason wins. Peyton Manning, the great Peyton Manning, didn't win a postseason game until his 6th year. Mahomes did his very first year playing. He's gone to the AFC title game every single year. Yet people continually to want to doubt these teams. But today's a shut-up game, man. Like if the Chiefs want to shut these people up and they're tired of hearing the noise, they're tired of hearing text messages from friends and family says, hey, so-and-so said this about you, so-and-so said about... Again, if I'm the Chiefs, I'm not doing national interviews, man. All the haters out there, screw them, man. They want to be nice to you and buddy up to you and say you're great and all that. Well, that's when they're with you, not when they're doing their shows from a studio in other parts of the country. They're talking trash on you. And I hope they know that. And they know it. They hear everything. They see everything. They know what happens. They know what people are saying about them. But again, the ball's in their court. Today at 3:25, they have a chance to shut them up. We'll see if they do it or not. Football's not easy, man. Can the Eagles win? Yeah, everybody thinks they're right if that's what happens. But on the other hand, the Chiefs can shut them up. A Chiefs stat about Andy Reid that we'll bring up before we talk some college football, Drew Nixon at 11.
You're listening to After Hours, brought to you by Twin Peaks. Eats, drinks, scenic views on your home for Kansas City sports. 96.5, The Fan.
DraftKings Sportsbook, America's top-rated sportsbook app, is coming soon to the Show Me State. New Missouri customers can download the DraftKings Sportsbook app today. And when we go live, place just a $5 bet to unlock $300 in bonus bets. Starting November 17th, you can create your DraftKings Sportsbook account in Missouri and get ready for launch day on December 1st. DraftKings Sportsbook brings you everything you need to elevate your game day, including live in-game betting, lightning-fast payouts, and endless ways to get in on the action, all right from your phone. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now and grab $300 in bonus bets with just a $5 bet when we go live December 1st. In partnership with DraftKings Sportsbook, the crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 and over. Physically present in Missouri. Eligibility restrictions apply. Bonus bets expire 7 days after issuance. Excludes customers who redeem pre-launch sign-up offer. Terms at sportsbook.draftkings.com/promos.
You've got a ton of equity in your home. You're sitting on a gold mine. You could do so much with all that cash, like travel, invest it, or pay off debt. But you can't touch it unless you sell your home. But you really don't want to move. And besides, homes are sitting on the market a long time these days. You're trapped, right? Not with TrueHold. With TrueHold, you can cash out your equity in as little as 30 days. But listen, you don't have to move. You can stay in the home you love as a renter. That's TrueHold's Sell and Stay program. Cash out your entire home's value and stay put. TrueHold even covers property taxes, property insurance, and essential repairs. Imagine using that equity to travel, invest, or pay off debt. And you can stay in your home. It's brilliant, especially in this slow market. Get your all-cash offer now. Call 1-855-300-9993 or visit TrueHold.com. The smarter, faster way to cash out on your home's value without moving. That's TrueHold.com.
Why is Macy's one-day sale the one sale you can't miss? For starters, you'll find our best prices of the month on fall's top trends, like $99.99 for trenches and barn jackets, diamond bracelets $249, and for cozy nights in, comfy sheets at $19.99 and under. Plus, it's Star Money bonus days, when Star Rewards members can earn Star Money faster. Not a member yet? Join for free online or in-store. Don't miss Macy's one-day sale today. Savings off already reduced prices. Exclusions apply.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance supervisor at a manufacturing facility, he knows keeping the line up and running is a top priority. That's why he chooses Grainger. Because when a drive belt gets damaged, Grainger makes it easy to find the exact specs for the replacement product he needs. And next day delivery helps ensure he'll have everything in place and running like clockwork. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
If you're 55 or older and into that whole saving money thing, T-Mobile has an exclusive phone and internet bundle just for you. Right now, get 2 unlimited phone lines plus 5G home internet for just $30 each per month with AutoPay, plus taxes and fees. And with 5G home internet, setup is easy with just one cord and no technician needed, which is great if you're also into that whole keeping it simple thing. Switch now and experience the best mobile network in the U.S. Visit your local store to start saving. T-Mobile, it's better over here.
Based on analysis by Ookla of speed test intelligence data Q4 2024 to Q1 2025. Ookla trademarks used under license. Unlimited on our network. Customers on voice plan may notice speeds lower than other customers and further reduction if using more than 50 gigs a month due to data prioritization. Video streams and SD on this plan. Home internet pricing after $20 in monthly bill credit plus $5 per line without autopay. Debit or bank account required. See 5G device coverage and access details at T-Mobile.com.
You're listening to 96.5 The Fan from the Mission Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling Studios.
And welcome back. Jay Binkley, Jacob Mustard with you from our text line, 913-586-7965, the Jay Southland Tow Service text line. From the 816, I turned 20. The Chiefs hadn't won a playoff game in my lifetime. I turned 30 this month, and they've been to 5 Super Bowls. Yeah, life comes at you fast, my friend. And they've changed the complexion. It's why you have Tom Brady and the crew in Kansas City. It's why you have the draft in Kansas City. It's why this is now Championship City, USA. People want to be here. It's why the World Cup's coming to Kansas City. Things are different, man. On Twitter, Ari Myrov tweets out that Nick Sirianni, the head coach of the Eagles, talked with Cowboy legend Jimmy Johnson last month to get advice on what it takes to win back-to-back Super Bowls. And the biggest advice was to not get complacent, per Jay Glazer. Well, Andy Reid knows about that. He went to 3 straight. He was the only team ever to have a chance to win 3 straight. Not the only team that's gone to 3 straight, but the only team to win 3 straight, have a chance to. But complacency kills us all. And the Chiefs aren't complacent. You go to 7 straight AFC title games, you're not complacent or complicit. It is the downfall of us all, and the Chiefs aren't to that point. Let me put this out about Andy Reid, all right? He's coached 26 years in the NFL. 26. And for all those, man, I don't know if Reid, I'm not a huge Reid. I see it all, man. I sat here and did the post game for 13 years. I saw all the time. Chiefs need to move on, blah, 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 blah. Well, he's gone to 12 title games in the NFC or AFC. 5 in Philly, 7 in Kansas City. So 12 of his 26 years coaching, he's been in the AFC or NFC title game. Find somebody else with that numbers. That's 46%, by the way. You like playing roulette and you bet on red or black and then green hits from time to time? 46% of times Andy Reid has left training camp, gone into a season, he's gone to the AFC or NFL title game. 46%. Bill Belichick, the man that Andy Reid sits just 3 postseason wins behind all time, 44%. So Reid has gone to the AFC or NFC title game 2% more than Bill Belichick in his lifetime. Now, where he does have him, he's gone to 6 Super Bowls. Reid's gone to 6, 1 in Philly, 5 in Kansas City. In 26 years, that's 23%. Belichick's at 31% because of the man down at the power and light, Tom Brady. But still, 46% of the seasons he's coached, 6% he's gone to the AFC or NFC title game, meaning on the cusp of the doorstep of going to the Super Bowl. Some teams will throw parades if they get there. Hell, look at the Chargers social media talking about what a huge, big game this was, beating the Chiefs in Brazil. Blah, 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 big deal. You're 17-3 before in the last decade against the Chiefs since then. And you haven't done crap since. You got to make it to it, man. You can talk your game, but you got to get there, man. It's tough. And good luck to Nick Sirianni making it to the Super Bowl back-to-back. Could he do it? I think the Eagles are a great team. So he could do it, but it's very tough, man. You know why? Because the bullseye then becomes on your back. Then teams are gunning to stop you. And teams are drafting to stop the Chiefs. They're going through free agency to stop the Chiefs. Though sometimes I wonder what teams are doing when 2 teams in the division drafted running backs in the first round and the Broncos actually drafted somebody, a starting corner, because to stop the Chiefs that have won 9 straight divisions, the record's 11, by the way. The Patriots, the Chiefs are close to that. They played in the division last year with 3 teams that made the playoffs in the AFC, the most in the AFC. There was a team, the NFC East, of course, in the NFC, but the AFC had 3 teams, and they were all from the AFC West. So, yeah, it was probably one of the most impressive runs by the Chiefs to actually win the division by 4 games when 3 teams make the postseason. But, yeah, the bullseye's on your back, and people are gunning to stop you. I mean, people have slowed the Chiefs down in the past. The Chiefs just switched it and done things differently. Last year, I called the Chiefs St. Joe Chiefs, right? Different team. There was a different team in St. Joe than a different team that played in the regular season, and that's what happens when you lose Rice and Brown last year. This year's the same way, man. The St. Joe Chiefs were high-flying, man. Just a couple weeks ago in St. Joe, Missouri, up I-29. Looked different. All of a sudden, football happens, man. You knew Rice is going to be suspended, but he gets popped there at the beginning of the year. Xavier Worthy runs into Travis Kelce in Brazil. Now he's out. And you keep dropping receivers left and right. And they're going to need your guy, Tyquan Thornton, your former Patriot, Jacob. Going to need him to do big things.
Yeah, he's looked good since he's gotten to KC. And the biggest issue he had back in New England was his route running looked awful.
But it looks a lot better now. Give it the right quarterback, right head coach.
Well, it was just his development, too. It's like he was always hurt with us as well. And, I've always wished him good luck. And hopefully he has a good game.
And the bottom line is it's fun to see there's Chiefs fans lining up last night. I mean, this morning the national media's talking, the Chiefs fans go, hey, Chiefs fans are the best, man. They go whenever. And you know what? It's not always when they win. Like Jacksonville, Duval. Yeah, they were rabid fans when they were winning. Chiefs fans were still going, even when they were losing. They were flying banners. They wanted change. They still went. They still supported it. Hell, Arrowhead, the rise of Arrowhead with Marty Schottenheimer and Carl Peterson, That was awesome. Through the 90s, Chiefs were one of the best teams in football, but there wasn't postseason success. Fans still went, man. They still hope for a brighter day. And you know what? They've had it 3 straight Super Bowls. Everybody's pouring dirt on them now. Everybody's trying to knock down the champ. Again, I live in Missouri. It's also the show me state. Show me. Think you can beat them, beat them. If you have a chance to knock them out, knock them out. The Eagles had a chance. They knocked them out. But it's tough, man. That's why I call the Chiefs Georgia Bulldogs, man. Just like Tennessee yesterday found out the hard way what championship DNA is all about. You've got a team like that on the ropes and down, but they didn't panic, man. They didn't flinch. Kirby Smart didn't flinch, man. He comes back, and the Georgia Bulldogs beat the Tennessee Volunteers. They made clutch catches at the end. They played mistake-free football towards the end. That's what championship teams do. And I know that Ohio State and Michigan have won since Georgia has, but they still carry that mantra. It's still a team that went to back-to-back overtime games last year. Still, of course, went to the college football playoffs. But it's tough, man. These teams with championship DNA that feel like they're winners and have proven themselves as winners, it is tough to knock them out, and the Chiefs carry that mantra. We'll shift gears, and we'll talk college football coming up next with Drew Nixon.
You're listening to After Hours, brought to you by Twin Peaks. Eats, drinks, scenic views on your home for Kansas City sports. 96.5, The Fan.
The wait is finally over. Football season is here, and FanDuel is getting you ready for kickoff with an offer that you don't want to miss. New customers, you can bet just $5 and get $300 in bonus bets if you win. That's right. Pick a bet, any bet. Bet $5, and if it wins, you'll unlock $300 in bonus bets to use all across the app. Use it how you want. Build your favorite parlays, bet player props, ride the live lines, whatever your style is. Remember, FanDuel has you covered. Be sure to check out FanDuel.com/KFNZ. Use that promo code to download the FanDuel app today and get started. FanDuel is an official sportsbook partner of 96.5 The Fan. 21 and present in Kansas. First online real money wager only. $5 first deposit required. Bonus issue is non-withdrawable bonus bets which expire 7 days after restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. FanDuel is offering online sports wagering in Kansas under agreement with Kansas Star Casino, LLC. Gambling problem? Can help is your best bet. Call 1-800-522-4700. Visit ksgamblinghelp.com.
For the first time ever, you can get all of ESPN in the new ESPN app, along with Disney Plus and Hulu, with one incredible offer. The most live sports, biggest blockbusters, and most talked about shows. Get it all in one bundle for $29.99 a month for 12 months. Visit Disney Plus Hulu ESPNBundle.com for details. Ad-supported plan auto renews at regular price. Currently $35.99 a month, subject to change. Unless canceled. Ends 1/5/26. Terms apply.
All right, gentlemen, this is Emmett Smith on behalf of Depend, and I've got the perfect play. Run straight to your doctor's office for a life-changing catch. Because when prostate cancer is caught early, it's up to 99% treatable, and one blood test might be all it takes. And now through November, Depend is donating to the Prostate Cancer Foundation for select purchases. Talk about a great play.
From September 1st to November 30th, Depend is donating 25 cents to the Prostate Cancer Foundation for Depend Shields Guards Real Fit products purchased in the U.S. up to a maximum of $300,000 or in Mississippi.
This October, the whole family can ride along for the wildest weekend in Kansas City. PBR Outlaw Days, October 3rd through the 5th at T-Mobile Center. Cheer on your Kansas City Outlaws as they battle the world's best on the dirt, under the lights. KansasCityOutlaws.com. Get your tickets now at PBR.com. Kansas City Outlaws, all grit and no quit.
Why is Macy's one-day sale the one sale you can't miss? For starters, you'll find our best prices of the month on fall's top trends, like $99.99 for trenches and barn jackets, diamond bracelets $249, and for cozy nights in, comfy sheets at $19.99 and under. Plus, it's Star Money Bonus Days, when Star Rewards members can earn Star Money faster. Not a member yet? Join for free online or in-store. Don't miss Macy's one-day sale today. Savings off already reduced prices. Exclusions apply.
That leaf pile is 100 feet tall. Your dad can't handle this. Not without the right equipment.
Yard work piling up? Gear up for fall with John Deere. Get $750 off select mowers, $2,000 off select Gator UVs, and $3,000 off select compact tractors.
Did I hear your dad got a John Deere? Yep, bad day to be a leaf pile.
Gear up for fall at an authorized John Deere dealer, now through September 30th.
Learn more at johndeere.com/gear up for fall.
Hi, I'm John Ray, your friend and jeweler at Shane Company. Getting engaged? So friends, listen up. Shane Company engagement rings are protected with our all-inclusive free lifetime warranty. We stand behind the same quality we've offered since 1929. Our rings are crafted to last. It's why our warranty is the only one that protects your center stone. We also cover repairs, resizings, cleanings, and so much more. That's money you keep for you and your family. Because a friend always has your back. Shane Company, your friend and jeweler.
This is your home for Royals baseball. 96.5 The Fan, KFNC FM and AM HD1 and HD2 Kansas City, an Odyssey Sports Station.
11 o'clock hour. Welcome back to After Hours. Jay Binkley, Jacob Mustard producing the operation. Don't forget, coming up at noon, Chiefs Radio Network. Josh Briscoe takes over. Here from Mitch Holtis, Damon Hughes, Josh Klingler out from the stadium. 3:25 for Chiefs and Eagles Super Bowl rematch from last season. Can't wait. Don't forget the Royals over on the Fan, 6:10 a.m. But as we do each and every Sunday when I'm on at 11 o'clock, we talk to the host of 249 miles of college football right here on Odyssey. His name is Drew Nixon. Drew, good morning.
What's up, Bink? How's it going?
It's going, my friend. It is going. I can't wait. It's fun having it's fun that, I know that we see this once in a while from CBS or Fox or whatever, but the whole college game day type atmosphere at Power and Light for the NFL, that's fun to see.
Oh, yeah. No, I know. It is. It's crazy because, it's football season. We obviously love that, Bink, but being able to witness some of the stuff that we witness on Saturdays, there's no other sport like college football, man. There's nothing like it.
I'm telling you, man, the 6 o'clock slate, man, you needed 3 to 4 TVs plus your phone, computer, whatever. When you have Notre Dame and A&M going at it, you've got it was just game after South Carolina and Vandy. I mean, it was game after game after game. But we'll start, Drew, with what happened down in Columbia, Missouri. The Missouri Tigers have beaten Central Arkansas, Kansas. They beat Louisiana, the Raging Cajuns. Not a great team, but they beat them. They ran the ball for 427 yards, I believe. They're 5th in the nation in rushing, and for the second straight week, Missouri had two 100-yard rushers in the game. Ahmad Hardy goes for 250 in that game. But back-to-back weeks with 100 yards. Hardy and Marquise Davis this week. Last week, Hardy and Roberts. But they're averaging 302 per game, number 1 in the SEC. And then Bo Prabula at quarterback. Now it starts to get tougher because you have South Carolina that's coming off getting hammered by Vanderbilt this following week.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see if Lenore Sellers can go. The reason why they lost by so much, that being South Carolina, is because Lenore Sellers went out with that concussion. So it'll be interesting to see if he'll play. But, oh, yeah, for sure, a big difference. But with this Missouri team, I said this, I went on Instagram Live as we do every Saturday. We'll be doing it again on the station's page. If you, any of our listeners want to go to Instagram right after the Mizzou-South Carolina game, we'll break down the game a little bit and talk about some other stuff in college football next Saturday. But I was on Instagram Live yesterday a little bit after this game, and one of the things that stands out to me, Bink, about this team is Bo Prabula, I think, is a legit Heisman contender.
Hey, buy it now because the odds are great on it. if you get the ticket now, do it because he's like plus 4,500 on, I think, FanDuel or no, DraftKings, and like plus 3,000 or no, I've seen plus 5,000 in different places. So do it now.
Yeah, oh yeah, 100%. I would do it now. And also I would say this, my opinion I think maybe changes a little bit, I guess, based on the Lenore Sellers stuff, but I don't think it does as much where I said yesterday, I think it's a hot take, a little bit of a bold take. If Missouri beats South Carolina, they'll be in the college football playoff. Because if you look at the schedule, and again, I think it changes a little bit because of the Lenore Sellers stuff, but the schedule all of a sudden has gotten a little bit harder now, where Alabama and Auburn looks a little salty. Vandy, of course, could be tough. That's on the road. They get A&M, who look like a juggernaut, and then you're on the road at Oklahoma. If Missouri goes 10-2 with that schedule, the way that it pans out now, one, they're in the SEC, so they're getting in anyways, I think. But if they're 10-2 with this sort of a schedule, I think they're absolutely going to be in. And if you say, well, maybe they drop the game against A&M, and then let's say they lose to Oklahoma too, At 10-2, I still think they have a legit case to get into the college football playoff because they're in the SEC and the schedule is turning out to be a little bit tougher. So I would really be paying attention to if they win this game and they get to 4-0. I think they're going to be in the college football playoff bank. There should be a lot of optimism in Columbia.
Well, you talk about Lenore Sellers, who would have been probably one of the top 5 Heisman candidates, a great quarterback at South Carolina. He goes out. Luke Doty takes his place, and Luke Doty's been everywhere. They've tried him out at receiver at different times and tried different things. They got the best of Missouri in the Battle of Columbia's last year in Columbia, South Carolina. They win 34-30. Mizzou's beaten South Carolina 5 of the last 6 times, though, so they feel confident. But the one thing, too, Drew, as you say, it sets you up for the playoffs. You win this game against South Carolina. It's a home game, 6 o'clock. They win this game, they're 4-0. The following week, they play UMass at home. That's another win for the Tigers. Then a bye week before they play Alabama, who is playing much better, and Ty Simpson's at quarterback's been playing unbelievable. But you get a bye week to prepare yourselves for Alabama, and they don't go on the road till October 18th at Auburn. So it is right there in front of them.
Well, one of the things you mentioned the bye week for Missouri. Alabama does not have a bye week the week before. They've got Vanderbilt. So and then
Diego
after Missouri, and then after this is to get a load of Alabama schedule. This is why I think them beating Alabama would be really big. Just one, to get to 6-0, but also Alabama afterwards. It's Tennessee, South Carolina, LSU. Like the teams that you have going down the line for that Alabama schedule, if you can beat them and then Alabama goes and they beat a couple of those teams, all of a sudden that win looks a little bit better. So, it's not only about just getting the wins, it's also beating opponents who have more difficult schedules than you. If they end up playing well, then that win looks a little bit better on your resume compared to others. Now, thank goodness we're still, in the realm of college football, Bink, where the games matter, and it feels like all 12 still matter, and we're not, looking at the de-significance, if you will, of college football games during the regular season. Every game matters, and you improving your standing, not just in the overall record, but also in the eyes of the committee by how well you play against certain opponents is certainly still a factor in this stuff. And, you mentioned the offense. They've got a great deal of running backs, a quarterback that probably right now would be top 5 in the Heisman, a very good offensive line, a stud wide receiver in Kevin Coleman. Brett Norfleet, you were high on last year. Binkley's playing really well this year. I mean, they've got a loaded team that looks really, really good to start the season off.
KU was off. They'll play West Virginia, who did win in overtime in the backyard brawl yesterday against Pitt. It was a good win for them. Kansas State, though, they lose on Friday night to the Arizona Wildcats. Arizona now 3-0. Kansas State falls to 1-3, and that one win they had came in the last minute against North Dakota. Not North Dakota State, an FCS team. Well, both of them are FCS, but not a great team. But Kansas State, teams just running at will on them. 234 yards Arizona have. They're 114th in the nation at stopping the run. Just not being physical. The quarterback, Avery Johnson, rough game, 13-29 for 88 yards. And on the ground, had 7 carries for minus 16 yards. Not getting the job done. It's Jace Brown and everybody else for that football team. Should they be panicking in Manhattan?
I would say yes. They're officially in panic mode because now, and we talked about it last week, where it looked like they just kind of had an identity crisis. Like who is this Kansas State team? They don't look like other Kansas State teams that we're used to seeing. It feels like what you said with the lack of physicality and desire to, do whatever it takes is kind of there. I feel like that's been the sentiment from former players that I've seen on social media, from just people paying attention, is that there's a lack of physicality on the defensive side. And then it looks like Avery Johnson, to me, I don't know if he's questioning things because the offensive line has really not played that well this year to start the season at all. Hence why they can't run the ball at all. It doesn't even matter whether it's Avery Johnson. Joe Jackson can't. They're only averaging probably 2.5 or 3 yards a carry, something like that, for the entire season. They're not getting any of the production they have. So much so, I think, where Avery Johnson, whenever he steps back to pass, it's where's Jace Brown? I'm throwing him the ball. He's become too reliant. Where in that Arizona game on that 4th down, somehow they were still in the game first and foremost. They have no business winning that game, but they still had a shot. He had, his tight end underneath where the completion would have been short of the line of game, but there was enough space to get the first down. Instead, he throws it into double coverage because Jace Brown is the guy, and he had been having a good game. I don't know if it's a lack of trust in other weapons, if he doesn't have confidence, if he doesn't trust the offensive line to hold up long enough. I don't know what it is, but it looks like he's really timid right now, and that might be a Matt Wells thing. That could just be a confidence thing overall, but it's just a complete mess right now, Bink. Like, right, you know, they have no shot of making it to the Big 12 title game. They are, at this point, going to be fortunate to win 6 or 7 games, I would say. Like, right now, they just need to be worried about getting to a bowl game.
No, I'm with you. It's a shaky deal. The confidence did look like it was starting to come back with the block kick and all that, and they're going to get back into the game. But ultimately, it didn't because they can't stop things on the ground. So a rough go so far for Kansas State. But yesterday, Drew, was I mean, the 11 o'clock slate left some things to be desired in college football. But 2:30, man, you kidding me? You had some great games going down. The Georgia-Tennessee game was absolutely unreal. College Game Day was there. I liken, I was talking to Mac earlier, I liken the Bulldogs to Chiefs in a way. The fact that, you know, even though they didn't win the national title last 2 years, but they did go to the playoffs last year. They went back-to-back overtime games of beating Georgia Tech in the regular season in 8 overtimes, then beating Texas in overtime in the playoffs. But they linger around, and they always find a way to win. They don't self-destruct at the end. And at the end of the game, you think you got them beat until you don't. And Georgia beats Tennessee in a game that Tennessee should have won, man. Like, Tennessee had them, and they let them off the hook, right? Borrow an old saying by Denny. They let him off the hook, but they win 44-41. Things we've seen before with this team, but they get to overtime. Again, championship DNA prevailed, Georgia and Tennessee.
Yeah, I think that, you know, they obviously got off to the great start up 21-7, and things kind of fell off a little bit. And then they rebounded, and Joey Aguilar I don't want to say that he's Johnny Manziel, but I think he gives off the same sort of vibe as Johnny Manziel does, where he's just making some plays that are like, man, this guy is so good at what he does.
Great story.
How did he only go to, how did he only go to App State, and now all of a sudden he's at Tennessee shining? Like what do people miss in this guy? He gives off that sort of excitement, but for you to score 41 points against Georgia and that defense and lose, man, that's just really tough. And to your point, Bink, you know, you let a good team hang around even though they didn't play their best, and at some point it's going to click for them. And it eventually clicked for the Georgia Bulldogs. I will say this too. The not hype, but I think the Gunnar Stockton, no pun intended, is rising a little bit with me. One of the things that I was worried about for Georgia, just from a national perspective, was I didn't think Gunnar Stockton was good enough to just to carry a team to a national title. I don't think he is still, but for him to, you know, help the offense put up 44 points, I thought was really impressive after some of the stuff that we saw last season when he had to step in for Carson Beck. I mean, he was really good yesterday, but yeah, definitely a big loss for Tennessee, and the streak continues, unfortunately, for Mac and the Vols fans of losses to Georgia.
There was great games all around. Of course, last night, just an epic game. A&M that fell to Notre Dame by 10 at home last year. A&M beats Notre Dame 41-40. Of course, there was the botched hold attempt towards the end.
Yeah.
Well, for the kick, but also Donovan Heinisch on defensive line was held from Notre Dame for Texas A&M to win. I mean, I think Notre Dame did get screwed a little bit in that game. But regardless, Notre Dame goes to 0-2, and Texas A&M gets their first non-conference road game win since 1979 against a top 10 team. Now, 2014, they beat number 3 Auburn on the road, but that was a conference game. Conference game. It's been since 79, Drew. You weren't even close to being born.
No, I was still 16 years away. But no, I think that, you know, this is the one thing about Texas A&M, where maybe Mike Elko finally has gotten them to turn the corner, because people thought, you know, they got the great recruiting classes, even going back to Jimbo, but they couldn't put it all together. And A&M was just being A&M. That's just who they were at some point. You know, we just kind of chalked it up to them being themselves. But now that they get this win, it's a huge momentum boost for them going into conference play. There was a whole bunch of people, Alex Gold included, I saw in this, but there were at least 5 or 10, 15 people I saw on the timeline, Bink, on Twitter after the game. Oh, Notre Dame's playoff chances are done. I don't think people realize that you can make the playoff at 10-2. And then people are like, well, the schedule doesn't look that good. It doesn't matter. Indiana last year, made the college football playoff. Their 2 losses last year were to ranked opponents. They got blasted by Ohio State, and then they lost to somebody else. I forgot who it was. Or maybe they won 11-1. It doesn't matter. Neither here nor there. They didn't play in the conference title game, and their one loss was to a ranked team. They wiped the floor with everybody else who was not ranked and really bad, and they made the playoff. Notre Dame's 2 losses are by a combined 4 points to maybe 2 top 10 teams right now in the country.
It's ridiculous.
It doesn't matter who they have in the schedule, Bink. Also, the fact that they don't play in a conference title game might be their saving grace, because they might be pitted up against somebody. Let's say there's 2 10-2 teams in the Big Ten who are in the playoff conversation, and it's, I don't know, 10-2 Ohio State and 10-2 Penn State. I don't think that's going to be the records, but let's just say it's that case. And Penn State loses, and they go 9-3. You're telling me that Penn State, who goes 9-3, is going to be put above a Notre Dame team that was 10-2, and those 2 losses are to teams that are probably in the playoff? I think that would be crazy. So the idea that Notre Dame is eliminated from the playoff, I think, is just ludicrous.
Great stuff, Drew. Kansas State off next week. Kansas against West Virginia, who won in dramatic fashion yesterday. Missouri and South Carolina in the Battle of the Columbias next week in Columbia, Missouri. 249 miles of college football with a hot new episode this week, I assume, Drew?
Yeah, that's right, Bink. If you get it, or you'll be able to get it on Wednesday. We're going to break down, of course, the Missouri win, Kansas State, and the state of themselves. Also previewing a little bit of that matchup against West Virginia, which all of a sudden, who knows how that matchup could go. I thought West Virginia impressed, so we'll see how the locals do.
And, of course, you can hear Drew with Cody and Gold each day, 10-2. He's the producer of that program. Enjoy the games today, Drew. Thanks for talking some college ball with me, and you have a good day, my friend.
Thank you, Bink. You as well. Go Bengals.
That part should be – did you hit the dump button on that? Okay. I missed it, too. He didn't cuss, though, right? So, I mean –
Nah, he's good. We'll accept him.
The Bengals did exactly like you did last year, Jacob, like me, like Drew. They watched the playoffs on TV. And they allowed 7 yards against the Browns in the second half last week, but they still got the dub. So we'll see what happens today with Joe Burrow and company for that. I'll react a little bit to what Drew said, and, of course, we'll start looking at the National Football League and, of course, the big game for the Kansas City Chiefs coming up next.
You're listening to After Hours, brought to you by Twin Peaks. Eats, drinks, scenic views on your home for Kansas City sports. 96.5, The Fan.
Why is Macy's one-day sale the one sale you can't miss? For starters, you'll find our best prices of the month on fall's top trends, like $99.99 for trenches and barn jackets, diamond bracelets $249, and for cozy nights in, comfy sheets at $19.99 and under. Plus, it's Star Money bonus days, when Star Rewards members can earn Star Money faster. Not a member yet? Join for free online or in-store. Don't miss Macy's one-day sale today. Savings off already reduced prices. Exclusions apply.
Hi, I'm Becca, your friend and jeweler at Shane Company. As an in-house designer, I can't wait for you to see our incredible selection of stylish and stackable rings. If you're shopping for your wedding bands, we have high-quality designs for every style and budget, from romantic to modern. If you're looking to add to a stack, your options are endless. Discover styles with clusters of gemstones, sleek all-metal designs, updated cigar bands, and signet rings perfect for an engraving. Because a friend knows you like options. Shane Company, your friend and jeweler.
There's nothing like when you get that part from eBay and it just fits. Yeah, the first time. So you can do less of this and get right back to more of this. At eBay, you'll find all the parts you need, guaranteed to fit, at prices you'll love. Sounds good, doesn't it? eBay. Things people love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance supervisor at a manufacturing facility, he knows keeping the line up and running is a top priority. That's why he chooses Grainger. Because when a drive belt gets damaged, Grainger makes it easy to find the exact specs for the replacement product he needs. And next day delivery helps ensure he'll have everything in place and running like clockwork. Call 1-800-GRANGER, click Granger.com, or just stop by. Granger, for the ones who get it done.
Oh, could this vintage store be any cuter? Right? And the best part? They accept Discover. Accept Discover? In a little place like this? I don't think so, Jennifer.
Oh, yeah, huh? Discover's accepted where I like to shop. Come on, baby, get with the times.
Right, so we shouldn't get the parachute pants?
These are making a comeback. I think.
Discover is accepted at 99% of places that take credit cards nationwide. Based on the February 2025 Nielsen report.
96.5 The Fan is your exclusive home for Chiefs football, with pregame starting 3 hours before kickoff with Josh Briscoe. Then it's the call of the game with Mitch Holtis, Dayton Hughes, and Josh Klingler.
Touchdown! Kansas City! Travis Kelce owning this game!
Followed by postgame coverage featuring exclusive one-on-one interviews with Andy Reid and Chiefs players inside the locker room. This is your home for Chiefs football. 96.5 The Fan.
That's right. Chiefs Network takes over right here. 96.5 The Fan coming up at noon. Briscoe and company. You'll hear from Mitch Holtis, Dayton Hughes, Josh Klingler, the crew at Arrowhead Stadium. All the Chiefs fans lining up, heading to the stadium. It's a big game, man. It's a big game in the National Football League, man. Got that afternoon window. The main game on Fox. Brady's here. He's had some nice things to say about Mahomes lately, but everybody, nationally wanted to pour dirt on the Chiefs. What do? You build you up, and they want to tear you down. It's what the Chiefs are getting. And Philadelphia will find this out. It's not easy when the bullseye is on your back and everybody's gunning to beat you. Everybody wants to beat Philly now. Well, it'll start turning into more and more of that. And everybody likes the lovable loser, the Buffalo Bills, at this point. I will say this. No team has gone on to win the Super Bowl that gave up over 40 points in their opening game, which, if that holds true, which who knows if it does or not, but if it holds true, you can cross off Buffalo and Baltimore because both those teams gave up over 40 points in game one. And to be honest with you, that would be concerning. I know the Bills got the win, but it would be concerning giving up that many points defensively. And the Ravens have to be concerned too. That secondary last year was worse than the NFL. You wouldn't think that with Baltimore. They do bring in Jair Alexander. Can they get better on defense? But still, the Ravens giving up that many points, that should be a concern. Why don't I hear that? Why don't I hear so much about the Chiefs losing to a division rival, in Brazil, more than all the praise given to Buffalo, even though they gave up 40 points in game one at home? Baltimore gives up 41 points, but no concern there. Just look at the Chiefs, man. Let's look at the Chiefs. They're the team that's going to have the downfall. Well, prove it first. 7 straight AFC title games. Tough to see, man. Tough to do. It's tough to replicate. Don't be complicit. Don't become complacent. It's what they don't do. And if something's broke, they try to fix it. Was there things that went wrong in Brazil? Yeah, the offensive line did not look good. Juwan Taylor, he would be on a short leash, in my opinion. You brought in Jalen Moore, who's clearly said, hey, he can play right tackle. He can play everywhere. Again, when he went to Western Michigan in college, he was recruited as a tight end. Meaning he's got the versatility to play everywhere. And Kingsley's job shouldn't be safe either at left guard. I mean, that's not cemented lock, stock, and barrel for him. I mean, Mahomes, yeah, he needs the offensive weapons, the receivers, and things like that. And, man, it'd be great to see what he could do with a healthy complement of receivers. What kind of numbers could this dude put up? But he'll put up less than 5,000 yards, and everybody be talking about his decline, even though his birthday, by the way, is in 2 days. Patrick Mahomes turns 30 in 2 days, so get ready for that. But regardless, Drew Nixon on. Love talking to him at 11 o'clock on Sundays about college football. But, yeah, it was crazy yesterday. I mean, there was overtime games. I mean, there was enough, really, to keep you occupied, keep you busy until the Chiefs game today. But that was fantastic. And what's going on in Columbia? That's some good stuff going on with that team in Columbia. Bo Prabula and what he's doing with the Tigers. That running game, number one in the SEC, fifth in the nation running the football. They had 427 yards rushing yesterday. That's a good team. Kansas didn't play, of course. And then K-State's the complete opposite. A lot of high expectations on Kansas State Wildcats coming in the year, including yours truly. Thought Kansas State would be better, but seeing them being out-physicaled by teams, seeing them being 114th in the nation and stopping the run, that's definitely a concern. But there was great things to watch too. That Notre Dame Texas A&M game was fun. The overtime game between West Virginia and Pitt, the backyard brawl going at it, that was fun. Georgia Tennessee, that was fun. And just thought of the Kansas City Chiefs like that whole game, man. Just watching them, man. Don't count the Bulldogs out now. Don't celebrate, Tennessee. Don't celebrate now, because you've seen this book. You've read the book. You've seen the movie. Good teams find a way to win. You got to knock them out, man, because if you don't knock them out, they're going to come back and leave you with the loss. You're going to take the L, and you're going to be sad because they did it to you again. And we've seen the Chiefs continually do this to teams. And as I've said, this is the shut-up game for the Kansas City Chiefs. I mean, people can scream from the rooftops. You can say what you want about, hey, the Chiefs, I can go on like I've been doing and bloviating about the Chiefs and how you got to knock them out. All this is great, but they're the ones. The team in red, one Arrowhead Drive, the team playing the Eagles at 325, they're the ones that through their actions can change the narrative nationally, because the narrative will switch, and it'll switch quickly. As I mentioned, the Eagles win in Brazil last year. They beat the Packers. But game two, this is game two, they lost at home Monday Night Football to the Atlanta Falcons. The sky's falling in Philadelphia last year, right? Week 3, they beat the Saints by 3. Ooh, big deal. Week 4, the Philadelphia Eagles hammered. I mean, destroyed by the Buccaneers 33-16. And, oh, man, is Nick Sirianni the right guy for the job there? You know, everybody was crushing the Eagles nationally. Then they had a bye week. Then they just had a 4-point win over the Browns. And then all of a sudden, the team's 2-2, and people are starting to question Philadelphia. There's finger-pointing going on there, like in Kansas City. But when finger-pointing happens here, it's the sky's falling, the Chiefs dynasty's cracking. What can happen? Other teams do it. Because remember last year, there was talks about with Sirianni make it through the year. So what do the Eagles do? They just lost one more game the entire year. They lost to Washington, but then revenged that in the postseason. They go on, beat the Chiefs in the Super Bowl. But at the beginning of the year, sky was falling. 2 years ago, Chiefs lose 21-20 opening game to the Lions. Oh, my gosh, look at the Detroit Lions. This is the up-and-coming team. Everybody's joining that bandwagon. Oh, man, let's celebrate the Detroit Lions. Life comes at you fast, Detroit, doesn't it? It comes at you fast, real fast. Life hasn't come fast for the Chiefs because they continue to stay consistent. Andy Reid has only missed the postseason once. That was in 2014. Yet, he was still 2 games over 500. Yet, he's coached for 26 years. Yet, he's been to 12 AFC or NFC title games. Yet, that's 46%. Bill Belichick, 44%, so 2% better on that. Life happens fast, man, in the NFL. But the Chiefs can shut everybody the hell up. And that ought to be the mantra, man. That ought to be what they're going out to do. Because narratives will completely flip. Now, tomorrow's going to be interesting. Because if they lose to the Eagles, it'll be told you so, the Chiefs are done. And I get it, man. Going 0-2, odds aren't great. Even though the Patriots did win the Super Bowl starting 0-2, the Bengals did go to the Super Bowl starting 0-2. It puts a lot of pressure on that Giants game the following week. It looks like Xavier Worthy will play in that game for the Chiefs, hopefully, fingers crossed, in that one. Put a chance to get out. But they can switch it. They go out and beat the Eagles, and all of a sudden, oh, man, we shouldn't have counted the Chiefs out this fast. Shouldn't have counted them out. What are we doing here? It's championship DNA. The Chiefs have being the Chiefs. They have a chance to really set the table, set the narrative, set the rundowns for national radio shows, TV shows, and everything, what happens today at 325. Because they can quiet everybody down real quick. But if they go out and lose, the noise becomes louder. I always thought this offseason it would be a revenge, chip on the shoulder for the Chiefs. They looked angry. They practiced angry. They practiced focused in St. Joe. And they have to be really angry for what happened in the Super Bowl. You know they're angry with what happened in Brazil. It was unlike them. And then, of course, when the Chiefs Kingdom show came out on ESPN, you're reminded that the Titanic sank again. Like, you're reminded of that, seeing the green confetti come down. You know the ending of that kingdom. That's what's like. The show was great. I mean, they showed a lot of Chiefs history, but you know the outcome. You know what's going to happen. The Eagles are going to win the Super Bowl. And they know it, too, and they're reminded of it. And maybe that's good. Maybe that's good. They're constantly reminded of that. But, again, they have the chance to flip that narrative tomorrow on TV and radio shows. regardless, we'll take a timeout. We've got a half an hour until Chiefs Network takes over. Just keep your radio right here on 96.5 The Fan all day. The Chiefs game live here as well. We'll look at the NFL slate and look and see. We'll do our picks at 11:45. We'll look at the NFL slate next.
You're listening to After Hours, brought to you by Twin Peaks. Eats, drinks, scenic views on your home for Kansas City sports. 96.5 The Fan.
Hi, I'm Lacey, your friend and jeweler at Shane Company. And yes, I'm actually a jeweler. I bring dream engagement rings to life every day in our jeweler's workshop. When I hand set your diamond into your ring, I think about creating a piece you'll wear for a lifetime. I pay attention to the smallest details and treat every ring with the same care and craftsmanship, no matter the size or price. Come check us out at your nearby store. Our engagement rings are made with love from our hands to yours, because a friend knows your love deserves the highest quality. Shane Company, your friend and jeweler.
Why is Macy's one-day sale the one sale you can't miss? For starters, you'll find our best prices of the month on fall's top trends, like $99.99 for trenches and barn jackets, diamond bracelets $249, and for cozy nights in, comfy sheets at $19.99 and under. Plus, it's Star Money bonus days, when Star Rewards members can earn Star Money faster. Not a member yet? Join for free online or in-store. Don't miss Macy's one-day sale today. Savings off already reduced prices. Exclusions apply.
This is the story of the one. As a custodial supervisor at a high school, he knows that during cold and flu season, germs spread fast. It's why he partners with Grainger to stay fully stocked on the products and supplies he needs, from tissues to disinfectants to floor scrubbers. All so that he can help students, staff, and teachers stay healthy and focused. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
DraftKings Sportsbook, America's top-rated sportsbook app, is coming soon to the Show Me State. New Missouri customers can download the DraftKings Sportsbook app today. And when we go live, place just a $5 bet to unlock $300 in bonus bets. Starting November 17th, you can create your DraftKings Sportsbook account in Missouri and get ready for launch day on December 1st. DraftKings Sportsbook brings you everything you need to elevate your game day, including live in-game betting, lightning-fast payouts, and endless ways to get in on the action, all right from your phone. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now and grab $300 in bonus bets with just a $5 bet when we go live December 1st. In partnership with DraftKings Sportsbook, the crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 and over. Physically present in Missouri. Eligibility restrictions apply. Bonus bets expire 7 days after issuance. Excludes customers who redeem pre-launch sign-up offer. Terms at sportsbook.draftkings.com/promos.
At Odyssey, we believe in creating a diverse and inclusive workforce. We also value the power of community and encourage local organizations to help us in referring qualified applicants to our stations. If you're a community organization interested in receiving our vacancy information, simply email equalemployment@odyssey.com. You'll be notified of all our open positions. That's equalemployment@odyssey.com. And for all our listeners, please visit odysseyinc.com/careers for a list of job openings at all Odyssey radio stations.
And welcome back, Jay Binkley, Jacob Mustard, Chiefs. Don't forget, Chiefs Network at noon. By the way, Josh Bernier is on the Fan 610 a.m. So 610 a.m., your dial forever. It's where the Royals are on. So if you want to hear Vern, which I know you do, because the text line, by the way, Jacob, if you look at the text line, it'll have Royal stuff mixed in with us, right? Because Vern's got the same text line going. So it's going to be a mixture of Chiefs and Royals going at it right now. So you can hear your Josh Bernier on 610 a.m., which, to be honest with you, Jake, when you grew up, when you were in high school at Oak Park and all that, it was easier for you to remember, right? We weren't FM at the point, just AM, man. AM's where it was. You had to listen to 610.
Yeah, that was
a great signal still.
Yeah, it is, and I can even throw them on cue in here and listen if I wanted to.
So there you go. You can, but the NFL slate, Jacob, begins at noon. Kind of thin in the 3 o'clock hour. Look at noon. Is there any games that really jump out to you? I'm really curious about one, and I definitely think it's one of the most interesting. I think 1A, 1B with a couple games. The 1A would be Jags and Bengals. Like, I'm curious if the Jags can parlay this, if this team, Liam Cohen, is actually a decent football team. Going against the Bengals, can the defense still look good? Again, they only had 7 yards of offense, which will change for that team. But they get the Jags at home. I think this is actually a pretty interesting game. Cincinnati minus 3.5 in this game.
Yeah.
But will their defense improve? Well, you have to see.
Yeah, it should be answered today. I mean, week 1, we shouldn't jump to conclusions. And
you can't.
And this is what we're going to see. That's why I'm interested to see the Bears-Lions matchup. We already saw the Packers play, which kind of nullifies how bad the Lions looked, because I think the Packers are going to be insane this year, at least their defense.
That was a really short window for them, wasn't it?
Yes. And then it's also the revenge game for Ben Johnson.
You know what? The Lions, and we'll see what happens to the Lions. Hopefully they're not going to be the game you watch every Thanksgiving and you used to only watch it because of Barry Sanders. And then you start watching it because maybe the Lions will be good and maybe they'll suck again. But I'm with you. That's my 1B. By the way, the Giants play the Cowboys. That's not it. But Bears and Lions is interesting. Caleb Williams has lost 11 of his last 12. The quarterback for the Bears, of course, the number 1 overall pick. Thought Jaden Daniels was better throughout the draft. He's proven to be that in the NFL. Against the Lions, both these teams 0-1. The Bears at the Lions. The Ben Johnson coming back to Detroit, and Dan Campbell's finding out. I like Dan Campbell as a coach, but, man, when you lose your offensive defensive coordinator, man, things change quickly. Things can change really quickly. Rams and Titans, that game's not interesting at all. The Patriots, the Dolphins, your Patriots, man, not always a lot of good luck down in South Florida, man. Miami's 1.5-point favorites. The wrong team favored there?
No, I don't think so. They came out flat last week, and both of these teams put up pretty underwhelming
Miami's got
performances.
issues because that game against Indy was embarrassing. Mike McDaniel is really close to losing that team.
Yeah, he definitely is. I mean, if I had to place a bet, I'd bet that he'd be the first coach fired out of everybody, him or Stefanski.
I always thought Daboll would, but he's going to buy time with this quarterback situation.
Yeah, and then it's just it's going to be an even game, but Tua's like 8-0 against the Patriots, I think, or close to it. So, yeah, I don't think it's the wrong team favored. And I'm fine with that. It should be a good matchup, though.
Also at noon, 49ers that are completely banged up. No Brock Purdy. You got MVS and Sky Moore on that team. People still love the Niners for some reason. McCaffrey's gone, 8 games without a rushing touchdown?
Yeah, and then they got the old Patriot quarterback connection, quarterback wide
Mac
receiver
Jones.
connection, Mac Jones, and they brought back Kendrick Bourne.
That's right. So the Niners and the Saints today at noon for a very relevant game. The Bills and Jets, that's a snoozer at noon. The Seahawks and Steelers, I'll get to this game in a little bit because I'll talk more about it when we do our pick segment on there. Browns and Ravens, that's like a 12.5-point spread at this point on some books. 11.5 in others, but 12.5 for the Ravens over the Browns. At 3 o'clock, very small window, you get the Broncos and the Colts, which I actually think is a really interesting game because you had the Colts that had the win over Miami, but again, how good was that win over Miami? You get the Broncos, are they for real or not? It was tough in game 1. They found a way to win. That game, 1.5-point favorites for Denver as far as that's concerned. But I'm curious, see how good Denver. Bo Nix, not a great game. Can Bo Nix and the Broncos beat the Colts? Find out. 3 o'clock also, Panthers, Cardinals, big deal. But the game of the day, clearly the Eagles and the Chiefs at 3:25. Tonight's game, the Falcons and Vikings. See if J.J. McCarthy's got that magic. See if he's got that magic for game 2 tonight on NBC. And tomorrow night, you've got 2 games on Monday Night Football. You get the Bucs, which I think people are sleeping on the Bucs. I really like the Bucs. They've won that division 4 straight years. Against the Texans, the Texans are 0-1. Can the Texans go to 0-2? That's a team kind of on that fringe. Can this be a team that's gone to the playoffs last couple of years? What did they have? That's at 6 o'clock on ABC. Then at 9 o'clock, you have, I think, one of the better games of the weekend. The Chargers and the Raiders. Raiders 1-0. Of course, Pete Carroll and the Magic with Geno Smith. And you have the Chargers 1-0 after beating the Chiefs in Brazil. The Chargers 3.5-point favorites in this game. I wouldn't sleep on the Raiders in this game, though. But I do like the fact of having 2 Monday night games, Jacob. This is, I wish they did this more, having a nice 6 o'clock game, then flipping and having a 9 o'clock game after that. I think it's perfect when they do it. I didn't like when they kind of meshed them together and you had like 30-minute different start times whenever they would, ESPN family of stations would do Monday Night Football games. I like the fact that these games are so separate. The ABC game and ESPN at 6, then purely ESPN at 9. But I like having the 2 games on Monday Night Football. That'll make it fun. But Chiefs and Eagles, definitely the highlight of the game. But some other interesting. Ben Johnson taking the Bears to the Lions, because you find out real quick if your quarterback's got it or not. And Caleb just hasn't shown it. Been inconsistent. That line play was bad last year, but I said this year was without excuses, man. You bring in Joe Tooney, you build up that offensive line. You've got a Romo Dunze. You could draft Luther Burden. You've got people to throw to. You've got a line. Like, the excuses are out the window, so I'm definitely interested in that game. Are you going to find a way to watch your Patriots and Dolphins?
Always.
Of course you are. Of course you are. Well, Tyreek Hill get traded. They've taken no calls on trading for Tyreek Hill at this point.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't expecting him to be traded week 1 or before week 2. It's going to take a couple weeks.
Probably about a traded line or something. When will the finger pointing start, though, Jacob? You know, because it always seemed like that. If the team's down and they suck, he's not captain this year. I wasn't voted captain like he had been in the past. Will the finger pointing start if they continue to lose? Because right now, that performance was losing your football team like the Dolphins and the Colts last week.
Well, did you see they already had a players-only meeting?
Which you don't have players-only meetings after 1 week. Because if you're having players-only meeting, those are a joke anyway. You know that.
It's a sign that the franchise, or at least that team for this season, is crumbling. And it's fast, especially after
that
week
is
1.
early to have one. Mike McDaniel, though, man, we'll see what happens to him or if he ends up as a consultant for the 49ers at the end of the year. Because you know that's where he's going back with Shanahan.
Yeah. I would say that's probably the best possible outcome for him.
But, man, it's important. So, I mean, you know, obviously with the Chiefs, you know, Nagy's the offensive coordinator, has been it for a while. He gets another chance or whatever, or if he stays around Kansas City. Andy Reid calls the place that it matters. Spagnuolo coaching the defense. Again, you keep your coordinators. Dave Tobe and the special teams. So Dave Tobe's been here since day one, man. And you look at the continuity of the Chiefs, and to be consistent, man, you've got to keep people. I mean, Nick Saban always had a rule because everybody wanted his coordinators. You can go, but don't take our players. Like, don't poach what we do. And that kind of philosophy seems to ring true with Andy Reid as well, when guys won't go out and grab different guys for the Chiefs for their coaching staff or whatever. But, you know, teams are, you know, leaving it alone now. We've seen the front office rated the last couple of years for the Chiefs, which it should be, because, you know, that's what happens when you start winning. You want to take off the Kansas City Chiefs tree in which direction you go for that. But coming up next, Jacob, last week you and I did not win a game in our pick'em against the spread. Close. They were close games, but what, Steelers? I had the Steelers, or did you have the Steelers too? I had the Steelers.
I had the Bengals.
I had the Steelers -3. They ended up -2. Well, I go back to them this week. I might. We did that. Did you see our Circa Millions deal we're doing?
Yeah.
Everybody kind of came together that we should just start to suck.
Well,
because I think prizes for losing every game.
Yeah, I think as unfortunate as it is, you have better odds of trying to go 0-5 for the quarterly prizes.
You know how tough that is, though? I mean, it's basically the same thing because you're predicting someone to lose with the prize. It's almost just as tough, to be honest with you.
Yeah, it is. It's not easier, but there's some teams that definitely make it a lot easier.
Well,
but it is the NFL.
Prizes, so we'll see what happens. But anyway, we're going to try to lose all our games in that because there are prizes for first and second for being the losingest team. So we'll try that again and try to maybe short things up in quarter number 2. But coming up next, looking at our game of the week, our pick of the week against the spread next.
You're listening to After Hours, brought to you by Twin Peaks. Eats, drinks, scenic views on your home for Kansas City sports. 96.5, The Fan.
You've got a ton of equity in your home. You're sitting on a gold mine. You could do so much with all that cash, like travel, invest it, or pay off debt. But you can't touch it unless you sell your home. But you really don't want to move. And besides, homes are sitting on the market a long time these days. You're trapped, right? Not with TrueHold. With TrueHold, you can cash out your equity in as little as 30 days. But listen, you don't have to move. You can stay in the home you love as a renter. That's TrueHold's Sell and Stay program. Cash out your entire home's value and stay put. TrueHold even covers property taxes, property insurance, and essential repairs. Imagine using that equity to travel, invest, or pay off debt. And you can stay in your home. It's brilliant, especially in this slow market. Get your all-cash offer now. Call 1-855-300-9993 or visit TrueHold.com. The smarter, faster way to cash out on your home's value without moving. That's Truehold.com.
FanDuel is getting you ready for kickoff with an offer you will not want to miss. New customers can bet just $5 and get $300 in bonus bets if you win. That's right. Pick a bet $5, and if it wins, you'll unlock $300 in bonus bets to use all across the app. You can build parlays, bet player props, ride the live lines, whatever your style, FanDuel has you covered. The NFL season is finally here. The only question is, are you ready to play? Visit FanDuel.com/Alex to download the FanDuel app today and get started. FanDuel is the official sports betting partner of 96.5 The Fan. Must be 21 and present in Kansas. First online real money wager only. $5 first deposit required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable bonus bets, which expire 7 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. FanDuel is offering online sports wagering in Kansas under agreement with Kansas Star Casino, LLC. Gambling problem? Getting help is your best bet. Call 1-800-522-4700 or visit ksgamblinghelp.com.
Here we go. Count on Sundays with the NFL on CBS and Paramount Plus.
This is incredible.
Watch your local NFL game live all season long.
And he's in for a touchdown.
Visit ParamountPlus.com/NFL to get started today.
Do Crohn's disease or ulcerative colitis symptoms keep coming back? Tremfya, guselkumab, may help, with rapid remission achieved at 12 weeks and lasting clinical remission at 1 year. Some even saw visible improvement of their intestinal lining at 12 weeks and 1 year. Tremfya is a prescription medicine used to treat adults with moderately to severely active Crohn's disease and adults with moderately to severely active ulcerative colitis. Serious allergic reactions and increased risk of infections and liver problems may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check you for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, flu-like symptoms, or if you need a vaccine. Healing is possible with Tremfya. Approximately 3 out of 10 patients were in endoscopic remission at 1 year, based on areas visualized on colonoscopy, which may not represent the deeper bowel layer or entire GI tract. Individual results may vary. Ask your doctor about Tremfya today. Call 1-800-526-7736 to learn more or visit tremfyaradio.com.
You're listening to 96.5 The Fan from the Mission Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling Studios.
Welcome back, Jay Binkley, Jacob Mustard. Chiefs Network takes over at noon. Briscoe and Company, here from Mitch Holtis, Dan Hughes, and Kling, and of course Josh Vernier over on the Fan, 6:10 a.m. for Kansas City Royals. There's a little splitting up there. I was just listening to Terry Bradshaw talk about his favorite guy right now in the NFL, Andy Reid. This is his chance, man. He's the great schemer. Again, I mentioned the stat. He's been the 46% of the seasons he's coached. He's been in the NFC title game. This is it. I know it's not the Super Bowl. I know it's game 2, but really, I mean, this is the game because the whole team, the complexion, the way guys feel and everything. This game right here, you beat the Eagles, you know, a team that everybody's looking at as being the team to beat in the National Football League, and they embarrassed your team in the Super Bowl. You get them right here at Arrowhead Stadium. This is the chance to shut them up. And do I see Andy Reid being able to scheme something together without a Rice, without a Worthy? This is chance, man. This is why Andy Reid's paid the big bucks. This is why he's won 3 Super Bowls here. It's on the line today. Like it really is. It's right out in front of it. It's right there to grab for Andy Reid. But this is the deal. But anyway, I think that's cool. They came here for the pregame show. It looks Kansas City looks great, man. I mean, the Chiefs fans all around. I mean, this looks outstanding. But last week it was Pittsburgh -3. They lose by they win by 2. You had the Bengals 5.5. They should have won that game by 5.5. It was a divisional game. I get that. They didn't quite do that. But the Bengals, so both of us lost in week 1, Jacob. Not a good week. But as we say, week 1s are tough, man. Week 1s are tough. Beginning slate of the NFL schedule is extremely difficult to find out who's good, who's bad, who's a mirage. Again, The New Orleans Saints won their first game last year by 37 points. That is not a good football team. So things happen in week 1. Week 2, Jacob, we use the DraftKings for our pick of the week. What will be your pick today?
My pick is going to be the Carolina Panthers covering the 7-point spread that they are in the hole against. I think last week they really got messed up by the weather delay taking place it's like just at the end of the first quarter. So they had to stop for that for about 3 hours.
So you get the Panthers +7 in this one?
Yes, that is correct. And then
that's a big spread for Cardinals.
It is. It's a big spread, and with
pick.
the weather last week, the rain delay, then they had to go to halftime, come back. I think everybody was just flat, and they were ready to be done with it, plus another game for Tet and Bryce Young to get a better connection, and I think they cover the 7-point spread.
I actually like that because I think the Cardinals are probably not used to that kind of spread, are they? They probably seem as 7-point favorites and wonder what the hell's going on.
And I think they had a big spread last week, and they failed to cover that too.
I mean, the Panthers got better towards the end of the year last year. You thought, okay, this year, can they start making some steps, go in the right direction? Of course, they traded Thielen back to the Vikings. It is the team they just last year, not this offseason, but the offseason before, that spent more money than anybody in the NFL and yet continued to suck. And that's just what happens. I'm going with the Steelers again. I know they let me down last week, and I'm not a Steelers fan at all, but playing the Seahawks, you got DK Metcalf and the Steelers going against his former team. You have Pittsburgh that failed to cover last week, even though he still won the game. But the Seahawks at the Steelers at noon, the Steelers 3 points on DraftKings. I've got the Steelers taking care of business. That was a pesky Jets team that ran for, 182 yards last week against Pittsburgh. Mike Tomlin's a winner. All he does is win. But due to the fact it's the home opener for the Pittsburgh Steelers, I got Pittsburgh -3 over Seattle.
Yeah, I think DK's in for a big game, and, they looked good. The Steelers looked good week 1. And
at times they did.
I know it was against the Jets, but
very pesky.
I mean, Rodgers still in vintage form, looks like the old Rodgers.
He did. It's what they needed, man. They needed a quarterback because they're going to be a team that they have 12 draft picks. The drafts in Pittsburgh. Guess what? This draft class is loaded with quarterbacks. And I'm not talking about Arch Manning. Arch may have to stay there a while. Arch has not been great. Arch has not been great, so I can see Arch coming back to Texas. If he's a starter there still, we'll see. Things are not real good for Arch right now. But there'll be other great quarterbacks in the draft. I like Garrett Nussmeier a lot at LSU. And we'll see what Pittsburgh goes. But with the draft being in Pittsburgh, having 12 picks, Aaron Rodgers in his 40s, it's probably his last year. Although you can never say never with that guy, because you never know if he's going to come back or stay around. So regardless, full slate of the NFL. We've got you covered starting at noon. Great weekend of college football. Again, Kansas State falls to 1-3. They have a bye week, a much-needed bye week for the Wildcats next week. KU in action against West Virginia, who got that win yesterday in overtime in a rivalry game, the backyard brawl against Pittsburgh. That's at 5 o'clock next week. Then, of course, you got the Missouri Tigers and South Carolina Gamecocks at 6 o'clock from Columbia, Missouri. Missouri lost in the other Columbia, South Carolina last year, 34-30, but they've beaten the Gamecocks 5 of the last 6 times. Lenore Sellers was knocked out of that game. They're starting quarterback, Heisman hopeful quarterback for South Carolina. They go with the quarterback, turn receiver, turn back to quarterback, Luke Doty, to handle things against Missouri. Missouri's on a roll. They're 5th in the nation in running. We'll see what happens. Missouri, again, does not have to go on the road until October 18th when they play down at Auburn. But I'll be looking forward to the Chiefs, looking forward to tomorrow, because what they do today dictates a whole lot of conversation. You lose, it's, oh, man, told you so. The Chiefs have a long way to go. And keep in mind, 23% of teams, they just don't do it. They start off 0-2. It's very difficult. The Patriots have done it. They went 0-2, won a Super Bowl. Teams have done it, but you definitely don't want to fall to 0-3 because then your percentage chances come down to around 6% or something if you find a way to go 0-3. Again, it's the Giants next week in New York in a primetime game. But they go out and beat the Eagles today with one hand tied behind their back without Rice and Worthy. things can definitely change around and change that national direction the way the teams talk about the Chiefs. Enjoy the game. Enjoy Arrowhead Stadium on your way out there. It's going to be fun today. It's hotter than hell, no question about it. Thanks to Jacob Muster for producing. Thank you. Thanks to Drew Nixon talking college football with me. Have a good day, everybody. Chiefs next.
You're listening to After Hours, brought to you by Twin Peaks. Eats, drinks, scenic views on your home for Kansas City sports. 96.5 The Fan.
Hi, I'm Lacey, your friend and jeweler at Shane Company. And yes, I'm actually a jeweler. I bring dream engagement rings to life every day in our jeweler's workshop. When I hand set your diamond into your ring, I think about creating a piece you'll wear for a lifetime. I pay attention to the smallest details and treat every ring with the same care and craftsmanship, no matter the size or price. Come check us out at your nearby store. Our engagement rings are made with love from our hands to yours, because a friend knows your love deserves the highest quality. Shane Company, your friend and jeweler.
Why is Macy's one-day sale the one sale you can't miss? For starters, you'll find our best prices of the month on fall's top trends, like $99.99 for trenches and barn jackets, diamond bracelets $249, and for cozy nights in, comfy sheets at $19.99 and under. Plus, it's Star Money bonus days, when Star Rewards members can earn Star Money faster. Not a member yet? Join for free online or in-store. Don't miss Macy's